Yeah. Take it off.
The Lucky Libra's in the building. Happy Moon Day, gang. Happy Moon Day, gang. Good afternoon, everybody. Know y'all at work eating lunch right now. All right. Some of y'all happy. Some of y'all ain't supposed to even be right now watching this. Happy Moon Day, everybody. YouTube was good. IG was good. All right, we about to get into some vibes. All right, you got a little live breakdown today. Get into some energy. Start the week. Who is Just Jilly? Wizdu MB. All right, the Glow Fairy Queen. Ooh, I like that name. Black Goddess 90. All right, you know, a brother get a little dyslexic sometimes, a little too close to the screen. All right, the Cosmic Academy, 4LMB, Candy Rod LaBoy, Shantae 523, Trini Nia, Bling Within, Justin NYC, Muse Debbie. Oh yeah, we in the building. We got Cosmic Academy in the building. Y'all make sure y'all tap in the Cosmic Academy. All right. You don't know a goddamn thing about shadow work if you ain't tapped in the Cosmic Academy. Okay. You don't know about using spirituality to manifest in the earth realm if you ain't tapped in the Cosmic Academy, all right? She came into this realm with all that earth energy for a reason, all right? Shout out to Cosmic Academy. She be Neoa, Free Max 21, all right? The Melanin Hippie, all right? Becky Lovetree, what's going on, baby? Okay, I'm in the bed, all right? It's Moon Day. Do what you gotta do, man. Let them vibes settle in. I ain't doing all that chaotic running around erratic shit on Moon Day. Better sit your ass down and find a way to balance your comfort zone with reality. Reality ain't about to be driving me crazy on Monday. All right? Goddamn. All right. Let's get Golden Confucius. We got Golden Confucius in the building. Golden Confucius is in the building. All right, guys. Yes, I am good. I hope you are good too, family. All right. Hope everybody's feeling well. Hope everybody's in a nice, cool, calm, and collective vibe. And, great segue into the energies because we are in, what I'd like to perceive as a very cool and calm collective vibe. A very gentle, solution-based frequency vibration in the air. All right. Now, we're going to get into a couple of things. I just want to get into a couple of current energies. Sun in Pisces, Moon in Taurus. All right, that I want to get into, break down the Moon in Taurus right now with some aspects it's making. All right, that we're going to be dealing with to start the week. That I want to get into Venus and Mars. All right, told y'all on Saturday we gonna get on Venus and Mars' ass when they get in Aquarius, because this is gonna be another ride, y'all. All right, so buckle up. All right, so that's what we're going to do. I want to break down Venus and Mars, and then I want to go through Venus and Mars through the houses. So let's get right into it. All right, y'all. Moon Day. All right. March 7th. Dealing with that 7 number. All right. The 7th day of the month be a lot of shit going on that day, too. By default, that 7 number is magical. It's mystical. Okay. So put some good energy in the air today. Claim what's coming. Claim what you out here to get today. Y'all know them supposed to be like 444. You gonna make $10,000 this week. Claim it. You better claim it. Don't scroll past that post. I ain't gonna lie. I scroll past that motherfucker expo. But today the 7th. We got big Jupiter energy in the air. You better motherfucking better repost that shit. You better comment 444. You better comment 444 today. All right. So look. We got the Sun in Pisces, and we dealing with the Moon in Taurus. All right, the Moon entered it. We had the Moon enter Taurus yesterday. All right, we had Venus and Mars enter Aquarius yesterday. So immediate shifts to start the week. Okay, what does that mean for the love? For love, though, having my Venus in Aquarius. Oh, we gonna get into it. We gonna get it. Do it. We gonna get into it. I love the microphone. Yeah, we gonna shake shit up around here. You know, my presentation, I need to lively some shit up. You feel me? I had to throw more 5th house energy into my shit. You feel me? You don't got 5th house energy if you don't like microphones. People with Leo energy, fifth house energies just be having little mics in the crib, little sound systems and shit. They dealing with some type of projection. Money manifestation. Yup. Shout out to Melanin Hippie. Yup. All right, so boom. 444. So when we look at the moon in Taurus, the moon loves to be in Taurus. The moon is all about understanding, reacting, and nurturing. All right, wherever sign the moon is at, this is where our natural. This is where we want to align our frequency vibration with for the day. This is the vibe of the solar system. So Taurus energy is dealing with being steady, patient, all right, cooperative, understanding. Okay, remaining conscious of your value system. It's going to gravitate towards material possessions. Pleasures is a Venus ruled sign. Okay, so we got the moon in Taurus that's dealing with that Venus energy. And we know Pisces is ruled by Jupiter. It got Venus exalted in Jupiter. So now you guys get the drift of what I'm saying. We starting the week with more of a, more of energy trying to align with our comfort zone in some type of shape or form. All right, you ain't trying to be too strenuous today. You might have all the Virgo 6th house alignments in the world. You may have all the Capricorn 10th house alignments in the world. 10th house stellium. You may have Mars sextile Saturn conjunct with your sun and moon or something. Today, don't overdo it. It's a lot that, once again, like I was saying in my old life, is a lot that can come to you when you allow yourself to, fall back at times. I ain't saying just be a lazy motherfucker today. I ain't saying all that. I know some of y'all gonna take it like that. Like you said, my astrologer told me don't do shit today. So I'm gonna just stay on the motherfucking couch. Calling your kids from upstairs. Hey, Sharon, come get me these chips in the dining room. He's like, Ma, the living room next to the dining room. He's like, I know, but my astrologer said don't be doing too much today. Come get me these goddamn chips. All right. So y'all be liking to reach and stretch shit. So y'all gotta relax with all that. All right. But when we got that type of energy, moon and Taurus, we trying to jump into more of a cool, calm, collective vibe. We dealing with security and stability, what makes us comfortable in the physical realm. And then that Pisces influence is going to influence the emotional well-being of being comfortable with your emotional well-being, being comfortable with your subconscious. All right. So that's where the frustrations can come from today. People trying to disturb your comfort zone. People trying to disturb the things that you're working on to develop a comfort zone. People that's getting in the way, anything that's distracting how you're trying to build some stability around you in some type of shape or form. All right. This is also a very creative alignment to start the week. It's Pisces season period. So with us just recollecting things throughout the year, you gain so much realizations, and realizations is just enlightenment. All right. So this is what we're talking about: self-enlightenment, self-inspiring, self-motivating. This is how you do it within yourself, recycling energies within yourself. You got past experiences that were either blissful or that were either negative. Recycle them for the moments that you need them. Maybe sometimes that you're going through some rough shit and you need to recycle some turmoil you've been through in the past to, remind yourself like, yo, I thought I was going to die that last shootout, but we made it through that, right? We made it through that. We beat the case. We good. We going to get through this. This shit tough right now, but we going to get through this. You got to learn how to recycle experiences to get yourself back going. Spark your own fire again. Sometimes we try to look for sparks of fire through the external realm a little too much. All right. Sometimes you gotta learn to dig within. Same time, same way you do it in a positive way. Shit. That's actually how you keep on manifesting. When you in a positive vibe, you hold on to that motherfucker. Because it's easy to be in a negative vibe and start sinking into shit, playing victim and shit, taking shit a little too deep. You feel me? But when you in a positive vibe, don't nobody. I respect to all the people out there that be in a. You probably say this yourself. Somebody had said this to you. You ever get in a conversation with somebody, you get in a little debate or argument, and they be like, you know what? I'm in a good vibe. I'm in a good vibe today. I'm happy today. I'm not gonna let you mess up my shine. You got it. You won. Start dusting they shit off a little bit. You got it. I ain't gonna let a motherfucker start brushing my beard. I'm too pretty for a nigga to be fucking my vibe up today. That's the type of vibe you need to be in today. We don't want to do too much. All right. So respect to those who know how to sustain a happy vibration. That's powerful in this realm we live in. That's powerful to do. It's not easy to do. So respect to y'all. Now, so, that's the type of energy we got going on today, okay? Maybe a lot of new realizations about things that we're dealing with to help us build stability, security, second house things that we value within ourselves we may be working on, career things, all right? That Pisces energy overall this month, this season, you're going to deal with more of a compassionate feel to things. So sometimes we want to be pressing go and, we just want to start things, get into the life of things. No, what's going on? We just want to get into the life of things, put life into things, start things. And I'm all for that. I encourage, people that just go ahead and try to make it happen. But, being in an understanding, reflective state is part of developing yourself in any journey. Whenever you sign up for something in the long haul, you got to be able to have your timeout periods where you reflect on your experiences. So with Taurus, with the moon being in Taurus, these are the things that we can find ourselves recollecting, trying to understand, gain a deeper understanding for, start probably reflecting a little bit more, daydreaming when it comes to, damn, I was making more money last year around this time when I was grinding like that, or like, shit, I remember this time at work, I thought I was really gonna get promoted like that. I'm still waiting on getting promoted. Like, I ain't being appreciated here. Like these type of thoughts. So you start, reevaluating your where you appreciated in life and shit, especially when it comes to, what's in your surroundings, people, places, and things that you're connected to. So that's like the type of energy that we're in today to start the overall vibe. All right. Now, the thing with the moon being in Taurus, it's harmonizing with all the planets in Pisces. All right. The Pisces and Taurus is a sextile. Okay, 60 degrees away from each other. So these planets are harmonizing. So you got the moon in Taurus today making harmonious contact with the sun, with Jupiter, with Neptune. All right, we understand the frequency of vibration of these energies is dealing with connection, understanding. All right, it has more of a spiritual influence. So we more so in our subconscious bubbles for the day. Don't let nobody disturb your peace. Protect your peace. All right, you feel me? Recentering. Right, Chelsea. Shout out to Chelsea. All right. So that's a fact. You feel me? Like, you're going to feel the strong vibe to be the bigger person today. You're going to feel the strong vibe to be the bigger person. You got to let other people look in the mirror later on today. Like, I be doing too much. Like, I be trying to win every battle. I be trying to win every debate argument. Like, that shit exhausting. Like, I ain't going to be the one telling myself that shit in the mirror. I'm making another motherfucker have to tell themselves that shit in the mirror. So we got that going on. We got the moon harmonizer with Sun, Jupiter. The Sun, Jupiter, and Neptune in Pisces. So yes, we are dealing with that sense of compassion, understanding. You feel me? A little bit more sensitive to what's going on in the world and with other people's life circumstances. But at the same time, yes, the delusion button. That button ain't hard to press right now. Just know that. Just know that too. We could be in La La Land. We already know we signing up to take a ride through La La Land during Pisces season. So on a week like this with the moon making nice contact with all of them planets in Pisces, the moon represents our needs and it attracts. So not only are we starting the week attracting people, places, and things, experiences, and circumstances in Pisces energy that connect us to our pleasures, things that feel dreamlike, blissful, right? Hit the emotions. Not only is the moon going to be gravitating us towards that energy, we have easy access to all of that. So it's like this, as soon as you step out your door, as soon as you wake up, is all type of opportunities to dive into all type of shit to make you feel good to start this week. All right. So you got to be real wise with how we move. You feel me? And, Jupiter and Neptune, once again, like, yeah, bring all that clairvoyance and intuition, but goddamn, karma come quick with them planets. Karma be coming quick when they like that stimulated in a day like today, when they making that much contact with shit. You feel me? They resonating around the sun and the moon hitting them and whatnot. So when we look at Jupiter, Neptune things, we understand that energy detaches us from reality in a sense. Okay. So let's find that balance today, stay on the cooperative side of things. All right. Now, we also have the moon squaring Saturn. All right. We got the moon in Taurus squaring Saturn in Aquarius. All right. Clash of the fixed signs. We know Aquarius is the air, so it wants to connect and move, navigate, relate. Taurus more so in the present, more so stable, more so dealing with finding its comfort zone or whatnot, within this physical reality. So with this type of energy, y'all gotta understand that you could run into circumstances to start the week where writing the dia, this is a great day for writing, for creative endeavors, trying to break that writer's block. Ain't really no such thing as writer's block. There's always something to write about. All right, you got rock. Yo, YouTube, my bad if I'm glitching, y'all. All right, so that's Moon square Saturn. Anytime the Moon make contact with Saturn, we may deal with some stronger restrictions in the day. So we got all this energy trying to tap us into this comfort zone, connected things that feel good, pleasurable, and shit, and possibly detach us from reality. But we got to make sure, Moon square Saturn is gonna make us feel where that responsibility is at. Best believe that. Hold on, let me just get everybody right on YouTube real quick. Let me get everybody right on YouTube real quick. All right, there we go, y'all. My bad if I was glitching. I don't know what's going on, y'all. You feel me? They trying to hate all the kids. You feel me? Every time this Lucky League try to come do this thing, you feel me? Them agents in the Matrix, they be throwing all type of bullets. They be having dogs and shit. Damn. All right, there we go. Can't let a black brother teach around here. Now, Venus and Mars in Aquarius. Okay. Now, we had a long ride with Venus in Capricorn, with Mars in Capricorn. You feel me? Then when they came together in Capricorn, that energy was explosive. All right. You can always anticipate high, either outbursts or extremes dealing with the things that you really love, like, or care about when Venus and Mars are making contact. If you know people that, or if you are an individual that have Venus and Mars conjunct in your chart, the things that you like and the things that you love and the things that you're passionate about, they're right in the same place. So you may live a life always trying to set intentions and be goal oriented around your pleasures. So you have to be wise that you subconsciously do this. You know, anything with contact with Mars is going to develop an aggressive nature. Anything next to Venus is going to develop more of a gentle, understanding nature. So this is why we play out extremes here. That's why we play out extremes. Look at the signs. Look at the signs these planets rule. They rule opposite signs. All right? Mars rule Aries, Venus rule Libra. Mars rules Scorpio, Venus rule Taurus. So we have to understand Venus and Mars can clash hard. This is why we've been experiencing these extremes, highs, lows with relationships these past couple of months. Hard to find that medium. Hard to find that balance. Okay? Seeing things come into an end, then trying to manipulate things a little bit, probably trying to get your hand in the power and control pot a little bit, you know, these past couple of months. So all type of transformations and shit. Anything next to Mars is going to go through transformation. So our value system, especially if we've been valuing negative things, our value system next to Mars is going to be influencing us to transform how we deal with our value system for it to start to support Mars goals and intentions. All right. So it's like Venus and Mars in the same place, right? So let's say they're at a football game. Mars is being competitive. Venus is a cheerleader and she got a crush on dudes on the team sitting on the bench next to the cheerleaders. Venus don't give a damn about the game, who's winning. She care about her pleasures, making sure she looked nice enough today so her crush could see her and whatnot. You feel me? Mars is worrying about winning the game, but they in the same place. Two different energies in the same place. And they may have their ways of clashing or supporting each other. You feel me? Mars might, I don't know, be frustrated in the game, come to the bench, his sister say something to him like, remember dad be telling you not to be doing this in the game, you're doing it right now, get your shit together, Mars. So now Venus gives Mars that encouragement, aka we're learning how to support and value our own goals and intentions with a positive energy, with a positive approach. Or they can clash though. Mars can come to the bench, he playing good. Mars come to the bench, he see Venus flirting with his fucking teammate. He's like, what the fuck is you doing? Now he getting distracted, worrying about what's going on with his pleasures, you know, with the pleasure side of him, his sister. You feel me? So you see how they could complement and clash however they may, you know, and it's up to us to channel and direct and utilize that energy. Pinpoint the positives of Venus and Mars, know that they're together, know that we have access to this energy, and see how we can direct it somewhere. So when we look at Venus and Mars in Aquarius, you know, is air. It's gonna connect. Yeah, it may have its detached ways, but air signs can be detached, period. So light and dark side to everything. They're communicated, relatable, and then they could all ghost and be detached. So it ain't really just Aquarius, but they are more of the detached air signs for real. You know? So the clash is real. Yup. So when we look at Venus and Mars and Aquarius, when we look at Aquarius, you know, Aquarius connects. It likes to network. Okay. It has a huge influence on media, technology, communication, how we send messages. All right. How the collective connects. What's going on in the world? What's going on in the public environment? Okay. What's going on in society, politics. Okay. And when we get into Venus coming in here, for one, Venus is going to encourage us, you know, to see how we can support our value system, things that we're invested in, things that we, you know, could result in some, you know, improvement in finances or whatnot. Venus is going to encourage us to, you know, pour into that, see how we could support ourselves in that area. Venus likes to be in air. All right, Venus likes that air element because air deals with connecting and relating. So when Venus is in Aquarius, even though it's gonna it's still going to support, it's going to want to support its individual way of thinking. It's still going to want to rub shoulders with others. It's just that when Venus is in Aquarius, she's way more picky about who she wants to relate with. When Venus is in the other air signs, she's way more open. Venus in any air sign wants to connect, network, loves communicating, loves exchanging thoughts. It's going to have sapiosexual type influences, whatever you want to call it. All right? When Venus is in Gemini, it's very open with that shit. Gemini's mutable air. Gemini will connect with anybody. Gemini have a conversation with your 5-year-old kid, a real thorough conversation with them, and a couple hours later be on the phone with grandma having another deep ass conversation. Gemini is open for everybody. So when Venus getting there, it's like, okay, we lit, like we relate with everybody. Venus in Libra, you know, it loves to feel the connection, the bond of a relationship. It loves that in Libra. All right. It seeks that one-on-one connection, that one-on-one understanding. That's why they could be very passive. That's why they could let a lot of shit rock, because they look towards that energy a lot. All right. Now, when we got Venus in Aquarius, she's very picky about who she want to connect and relate with here. It's Saturn influence. Venus don't want to deal with the Venus don't want to deal with this, you know, cool, nice, smart, charming guy that has a crush on her high school. She want the bad boy jock, motherfucking athlete on the team. She real selective. Not just be when she want to connect with somebody, that's who she want to connect with. When she wants to be in this type of environment, she wants to be in this type of environment. You know, so it's more so Venus pushing us to seek connecting with people who we connect with in a like-minded perspective, who we feel like we could build with, who we feel like we have something that's realistically, you know, we both have in common, you know, something we could relate to in reality in common. Excuse me. All right. If that sounded confusing, you know, Venus selective as fucking Aquarius. So people in their relationships, you know, if you got somebody telling you they want space with Venus and Aquarius, that one might be dead. I don't think space, because all this person is realizing is that they want to connect with somebody that's more on their program mentally. That's what Venus Aquarius means when somebody say they want space, they're Venus and motherfucking Aquarius. I ain't feeling the love because I don't feel like we have a harmonious connection with the way we think and perceive things, and it's starting to bother me for real. Because that's where I want to feel the love. That's where I want to feel the connection. That's what I'm valuing at the moment. Venus is in Aquarius. All right. So we got that going on over there. You know, it is Saturn ruled. So we start to see the value in relationships that we could make money with, that we could get into business with. It could start getting a little unbalanced. You feel me? Your home girl, the homie ain't hearing from you throughout the week, but you in your Discord with that. You in a business Discord with these other motherfuckers, just lighting a storm up in the chat, talk about crypto, this, that, and the third. What we gonna do with this business, that, and third. You want something else out the box to stimulate the mind with Venus and Aquarius. Venus and Aquarius individuals out. If you ever dated a Venus and Aquarius individual, or ever deal with them, that shit is going to fizzle out quick, or it's going to be a relationship that is like you ain't never going to forget them. Because they don't give you a chance to like read them in the relationship, Venus and Aquarius. We know Aquarius is mysterious as fuck, period. We know Aquarius mysterious as hell, period. The other day, I was on the phone with the bro the other day. He telling me a story, this, that, and the third. And I'm like, damn. I'm like, I ain't gonna say the zodiac sign. I'm like, yo, them zodiac signs is sneaky as hell. Then he's like, who's top 5 sneaky zodiac signs? I'm like, yo, that shit tough when you really try to make a top 5. Because some people will pull out some shit to be sneaky. When we talk about zodiac signs, I had to throw Sagittarius in there. I had to throw Gemini in there. If Virgo don't want you to find some shit out, there's a good chance you ain't gonna find that shit out. All right, I had to throw Aquarius in that motherfucker. Libra sneaky as a motherfucker. Scorpio sneaky as a motherfucker. All right, Scorpio moon is Empress hierarchy sneaky, a different type of sneaky. All right. So, you know, when we are looking at Venus Aquarius, like is they want something different every relationship. They don't even have a love language. Like Venus and Aquarius don't have a love language. Like they just flow with whatever feels different. Like this person is different. This person don't give a fuck about shit. I like that. I like that about them. All right. This person is just about their bread. It ain't really that much to them. Like they just about their bread, and they not a closed-minded individual. I like that. Venus and Aquarius. This person ain't always on me. When we together, I get to be on them, and they be on me. But when we not together, they don't be on me. Venus and Aquarius. I like that. I like that, Venus and Aquarius. Mm-hmm. I know Venus and Aquarius right now, they getting hot right now. Like, whoo. If I could find me somebody like that, go ahead, boy. Keep saying it. Give me more. Hold on, let me go grab something real quick. Let me go grab something real quick. But those Venus and Aquarius like attributes in relationships. If you can't hold some type of like if they like Venus and Aquarius, if they start asking you questions, you go out on a date with them and you asking them questions about like, I mean, they asking you questions like about life, like different shit, like shit, people, the questions we be asking when we, on dates and shit, you feel me, get warm up, get to know a person or whatnot. Venus and Aquarius, they start asking you some whole other wild shit, and you like, yo, what are you talking about? Or you hit them with one of those, like, yo, you tripping, this, that. They gonna look at you like, yeah, I can't fuck with it. In their head, they like, I can't fuck with it. Look how quick they closed off. Look how quick they closed this, that, and the third off when I brought up this, or when I brought up magic, or when I brought up secret societies, when I brought up this, that, and the third. Look how they reacted. Look how they reacted. You some square ass motherfucker. You some thinking square in a program ass motherfucker. Venus and Aquarius. That Aquarius energy don't do that. Like they're like the outlaws of the zodiac. So Venus and Aquarius, that's all the influence that's surrounding our love language, how we want to connect, what we love, who we loving. That's what's around Venus right now. That's what she's dealing with. Very picky who she want to connect with. And right now, she might just put some of her intimate relationships on the back burner for them relationships that's getting to some bread, that's helping her change something in her reality, something that really matters in her reality. Venus might got this guy she dealing with, you feel me? She head over heels with how great the intimacy is, but shit, another brother over here trying to get some, but he over here talking about these real estate deals, helping invest in her business, taking this, that, and the third. That brother gonna be hearing from Venus a little bit more now, Venus and Aquarius. Gonna have the other person, gonna have other dude that was getting up in there like, damn, what happened? Like, she was so good. I don't know, bro. Like, I ain't really here for her like that. Like, I mean, the conversation is cool. Like, we've been texting it, like everything good. This how we be talking. Like, nah, everything good, bro. Like, I don't know, bro. It's like I don't know that shit was dumb good. Like sex dumb good and all that, bro. We was acting like she woke up, she cooked for me that day, but it's been like 2 months now, bro. Been like 2 months now, bro. I don't know. She keeps saying we go late, we gonna get up sooner or later. But I'm like, yo, what's up? Like, I be hitting her with the way you at. The way you at don't be working, bro. You feel me? Because when you say where you at is over, I'm on my way. I'm finna scoop. You can't tell me nothing. But I be hitting her with the way you at. She texts back late, talking about her phone was off, this, that, and third. So Venus and Aquarius gonna be real detached. The relationships that really feel like they have quote unquote substance, what she gonna be gravitating towards right now. Now, Mars in Aquarius. We know Mars brings Yeah, I don't know. Yo, YouTube, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, my shit glitched out. That's the second time it did that. So I just be trying to bring it back when it goes out. All right, so my bad about that. Mars in Aquarius, way more forceful with how it deals with communication, way more competitive when it comes into the networking field. All right, so we're gonna feel the push to get out in the world a little bit more. I was saying this in the previous live. I was already warming that up with Venus in Aquarius. We can anticipate being way more competitive in the networking field. We can anticipate picking up way more feelings and emotions about what's going out in the world, what's going out in society. So you got to be careful what's programming your emotions. Regardless of what's on your screen, you have to understand when you see something on the screen, you catch a visual, it has a huge influence to play on your emotions and how you feel. All right, it's very important to understand that. Okay, so you gotta know what channel you're on. All right. So that's for one with Mars into Aquarius, because I already know they're gonna go crazy with that. They're gonna go crazy with that, you know. When Mars was in Capricorn, like what, 2 years ago? 2 years ago, when Donald Trump was still in office, there was motherfuckers talking about reinstating the draft and all type of shit. And Mars went into Aquarius, yeah, about 2 years ago. Around the same time Mars got into that Capricorn Aquarius flux right there, because Capricorn has a huge influence on government, politics, and land, and Aquarius has a huge influence on society and shit. So when Mars got into that motherfucker, they started talking all that reinstating the draft, this, that, and the third, what's going on in China. So yeah, things going to intensify within the media and how, you know, our technology, how communication is being used. These are the things we may be hearing about. A lot of conversations going on and whatnot and work. Things dealing with confrontation in the world, you know, things dealing with, you know, individuality, going to war and whatnot. All that shit is I really be trying to, I know people have different perspectives of things, but the world really be a script, y'all. This should be a script. Y'all gotta understand that shit. The shit in our history books, these are scripts, motherfuckers. These is like plays. Niggas wanted shit to turn out the way it's turned out. Any big ass moment in America, we could go look at shit. It don't even have to be in America for real. Anytime we looking into shit that's dealing with United Nations, different nations beefing and whatnot, you know, especially if we ain't talking like third world countries fighting for their independence or whatnot, you know, when that's like spirituality revolts and whatnot. But when we get into like America having their hand in shit, you know, got all this shit going on over there, but it's all over American media and whatnot. So you got to think about shit like that. Why are they projecting it so hard on us? And obviously they're going to try to make you feel like an American citizen. You have to have some type of decision or thought about this shit. You ain't really got to. You could just do your thing. Look after your loved ones. Live your life with, you feel me? Love, prosperity, and abundance in your heart. And do what you can to make your world and the world a better place, because that's all you can do. All right? It ain't no different than somebody in a relationship projecting on you. It ain't no different. All right. So Mars and Aquarius, you have to be conscious with Venus and Mars and Aquarius when it comes to the communication in your relationships. Because motherfuckers will get smart, nasty, sarcastic like a motherfucker right now. I don't like that shit. I don't like that sarcastic shit. You feel me? I don't like that shit. You feel me? All right, so my conversation is gonna be real brief with motherfuckers around this time. Motherfuckers, you know how Aquarius is be talking to you like you feel me, you stupid as hell. And they'll say the shit to you smooth, like, you ain't know that? Like, fuck you mean I ain't know that? Like, no, bitch, I ain't know that. Fuck you talking about? If I knew that, then I would have knew that when you asked me the fucking question. So, about, you ain't know that? Like, I don't know everything, nigga. A wise man know nothing. Nigga, what you know? Start getting you mad. You feel me? So Venus and Mars, motherfuckers be sarcastic, very competitive in the mind. Whenever Mars is in Aquarius, you can anticipate extra debates, arguments. Motherfuckers be real competitive in the mind and shit. Competitive about what you know, competitive about what knowledge you got. Young Pharaoh, Nature Boy, more arguments on live streams, more conscious community arguing with each other and shit. All right, that all type of stupid shit like that during these next up until April. I'm telling y'all. All right. So don't let that be you caught up in this shit. You take Venus and Mars in Aquarius and you channel and direct that new sense of your passion and that new sense of an evolved value system towards meaningful relationships, towards your individual way of thinking, towards progressive thinking, progressive ideas, out of the box, unconventional ideas to help you experience or experiment with things differently in your life, with what you're working on, what you got going on in your career. Use this shit to change up, transform what's going on in your relationship. You feel me? Maybe you and Bae, y'all need some, spice some shit up. Shit is a little too conventional. Motherfucker, you could guess everything your partner about to do every time they do it. That ain't working right now. Let's do something different. Let's take a trip. Let's do it in the back. Let's do it in the backyard. This Aquarius we got Venus in Aquarius. Let's be different. Let's be unique. All right? Make a movie. I don't know. All right? Play some spiritual music in the back. Aquarius got spiritual influence too. Light some sage, some Palo Santo. Put some spiritual music in the back. Put some motherfucking Hertz 532 love frequency vibrations on. You feel me? Try something. Throw an Erykah Badu album on. I don't know. But Venus in Aquarius is a Uranus. We got an influence of Uranus here too. So Uranus deals with change, transformation. Uranus damn sure don't like to be stable. It's impulsive. It's erratic. It wants power. So this is where the power and control issues come with relationships with Venus and Mars and motherfucking Aquarius. This is where it comes. This is where it comes, the quick energy to want to just detach right now in your relationships, Venus and Mars. Once again, with Venus and Capricorn, we dealt with extreme energies because we got two planets that deal with feeling and they're together right now. So it's hard to make rational decisions right now when we really feel heavy about something, regardless of the sign they're in. Venus and Mars is conjunct. It could be one situation that you feel me, you really care about, but it's making you mad at the same time. So you want to detach from it, but you care about it. You want to be positive about it, but something's really making you angry about it. So it's like, God damn, God, can we win with this Venus-Mars conjunction? I'm trying to use these energies. Boy will be telling us to take the energy and direct it this way. All that shit sound good, but this shit tough with the emotions right now. Feel imbalanced. So that's what's going on there. All right, air signs. This energy is gonna be hitting y'all harmoniously. So air signs, Libras, Geminis, y'all gotta understand right now, y'all are gonna be in positions to, channel very productive, progressive information for individuals around you. Very progressive thoughts, all right? But your ass can also think that you are the know-it-all right now, air signs. You can also think that you have to have the answer for everything right now, air signs. And you can take things personal within communication right now. Understand that, air signs. Fixed signs. This energy is going to be squaring y'all, Venus and Mars and Aquarius. All right, so my Scorpios, my Taurus, my Scorpios and my Taurus is opposite Leo, So it's squaring Taurus and Scorpio opposite Leo. So my fixed signs is going to be a little intense dealing with this energy. All right? Because y'all like to be fixed with the shit y'all do. Taurus, you like to be fixed with what keeps you comfortable in your own personal comfort zone and shit. And if you have somebody that you value or a loved one, then you let them in that motherfucker. Other than that, the door locked. The door locked. You feel me? Motherfucking Leo, you feel me? Y'all fixed on y'all vision, y'all awareness, how y'all feel like expressing yourself and what y'all want to take action on and how y'all want to be seen. Regardless of what the result is, how I'm seen matters more than that shit. You feel me? How they gonna project me in this light matters more. Okay, so that's actually completely opposite towards what Venus and Mars in Aquarius is dealing with. It's more so channeling you to be more fixed with understanding communication and what's the purposeful or realistic way to deal with a situation in a relationship or communicating with somebody else, regardless of how anybody's seen. All right. And then we got Scorpio. This is going to be intense on y'all because it's going to push y'all to kind of probably get out of a shell, be more interactive. Your relationships may require more communication out of you, and you may deal with some frustration or some clashes not being able to sustain communication in certain ways or detaching in situations with, loved one, people you care about, or not embracing being out in the world and connecting your passions, connecting your creativity, not embracing them situations. These are squares and opposites to y'all. So y'all are the ones that's actually going to attract the situations to dive in this energy the most. All right. So it could be a real great learning experience, a lot of fruits, to acquire during this time for my fixed signs. Now, just want to make sure I get everything out about Venus and Mars, the overall influence with Venus and Mars and air. Mars and air relationships become more competitive. Mars does have Aquarius does have an influence somewhat on the workplace in a way, more so with associates, environments, groups you may be a part of that you're working or building towards something. Once again, society, politics, and all that shit. So this is where we could see a lot of, aggression at. This is where we could see individuals dealing with power and control issues. If you find yourself dealing with power and control issues in your relationships with Mars and Aquarius, you want to always find the position to fall back, read things, and be in an understanding state. All right. The patience with communication is low. Now, this is the thing. Venus is in air. Venus is here too. So Venus does bring the compassion or understanding. But like I was saying earlier, it's the extremes. They're together. So it could be you having a harmonious, pleasant, nice, life-fulfilling conversation with, your coworker 1 second in motherfucking at lunch at work. Then you having a goddamn Jody Yvette baby boy argument in the evening with your Philby, with your girl, with your boyfriend. Like, damn, I can't get right today. Conversation is nice over here, communication, relatability, harmonious, like shit over here, but it's a dog fight with this motherfucker over here. God damn. Let me smell your Yvette, crazy. Better go make them tacos. Talk about. Make them tacos, girl. I ain't got time for it. Moon is in Taurus. I'm hungry. So that's like what we dealing with Venus and Mars and Aquarius, y'all. That's what we dealing with for the most part with these energies. Okay. So we want to understand how it's going to affect us specifically. All right. So we got to look at our Aquarius houses. All right, you want to look at that natal chart and see what house you have Aquarius in. This is the house that is prone to go through a bit of change right now. This is a house that is prone to deal with some more competition in this area. This is a house that's prone to attract some aggressive energies in this area. This is an area that you will also find some support. There will be some support manifesting in this area in some type of shape or form from now until April. This is a creative house and maybe some support manifested within creative endeavors. Personal house, first house is going to be dealing with some support manifested within your personal life. Spiritual houses is going to be something influencing you to pour into yourself and, start to value spirituality more, or what you experience, what you learned in this lifetime. All right. So let's go through the houses. I'm going to end this live and hop right back on. Play your position. Who's up first? My Aquarius risings. All right, my Aquarius risings up first. My Aquarius risings. Let me just get this posted. The lucky Libra's in the building. Happy Moon Day. Yeah, I'm retarded. All right. All right. All right, IG Live. We back in the building. Venus conjunct Mars in Aquarius through the houses. Through the houses. Where my Aquarius rising is at. All right. Alrighty. All right. Venus and Mars in Aquarius through the houses. Okay. All right, everybody. Aquarius risings. We got Venus and Mars in the first house. All right. We got Venus and Mars in the first house. What is the first house? The first house is your personal house, your personal life, how you personally express yourself, personal life circumstances, your physical body, specifically the head area. All right. Has an influence on your vitality, your sense of expression. All right. And can have a lot of influence on how you deal with your how you start things, how you take initiative on things. Okay. So for one, we got Mars in the building. Mars in the first house. Mars loves to be in the first house. Mars, good morning. Well, excuse me, I don't know where you at, but rising, good afternoon. All right. Glad you made it. But when we're looking at Aphrodisiac in the building, Dow Sham 56 in the building. All right. When we're looking at Mars in the first house, Mars loves to be in the first house. All right. So, the first house is home for Mars. Okay. So we know Mars deals with individuality and your passions and your, it rules your intentions. Okay. It brings aggression. It brings passion where it's at. So all this passion coming into your first house. So when it comes to your personal endeavors, when it comes to, what you want to accomplish and manifest in your personal life, Mars is bringing a whole sense of vitality right now, Aquarius rising. You waking up in the morning with a different pep in your step. You probably going to start thinking like, yeah, I should do 2 days at the gym. The way I've been feeling lately is nice outside. I should probably run in the morning and go to the gym later in the day. Mars in the first house going to have you amped. Mars don't play in the first house. It's going to have you amped. It brings a high sense of durability. All right. Your patience will be very low with things. With things that you want to personally get done, patience can be low. So anticipate you dealing with these type of energies, dealing with other individuals in the first house. All right. People may be aggressive with you when it comes to any type of when it comes to your personal relationships. But let's say you have something that you had to uphold within a personal relationship, someone with one of your personal friends or somebody you're personally familiar with, be careful of power and controlling issues in this area. All right. And when Mars is in the first house, motherfuckers gonna hate on you a little bit too. So embrace the hate, channel direct it. Mars could tap you into a different focus when it enters the first house. So you gotta make sure when you on your grind, you focus. When them agents come out and they try to steer you a different way because they see Mars got you channeling a different energy when it comes to your personal life and your personal endeavors, you got to be able to be durable, eat them hits, know that they're distractions, obstacles, and these are the things that Mars wants you to embrace so you could build more durability in this first house when Mars leaves. So when Mars goes into your second house, you in your first house like, yeah, I just got motherfucking stronger. Mars just transited my first house. I feel physically stronger. I feel physically more durable, energetic. I feel like I could depend on myself to just get shit done. I don't need to have something else externally motivate me. I know how to find it within. So this is the energy. This is how you use the bitch. This is how you use Mars right now, transiting your first house. Okay. It's going to be very frustrating, Mars in the first house, and it ain't really getting to nothing. It ain't getting busy. It ain't working on nothing. It ain't directing nothing in this first house. You can manifest something pushing your back against the wall with Mars in the first house, with you not, directing and channeling your passion somewhere here because it's that powerful, Now, and then Mars can change and transform a lot while it's here too. So it could really be a new sense of dealing with how you personally express yourself, how you possibly like to be seen or personally move with other individuals, Aquarius rising, by the time we get into April. Now, Venus moving into the first house. All right. Venus moving into the first house. Venus don't like to be here. All right, this is opposite from where Venus likes to be. Venus likes to be in the 7th house. All right, so when Venus is in the 7th house, all right, she's home. She gets to take her love. She gets to take what she likes. She gets to take what she values, and she gets to circulate and connect this with others in different relationships, on one-on-one relationships. She gets to experience what bonding, what connecting with another individual feels like. Venus doesn't have the opportunity to do that in the 1st house, because the 1st house is what? It's the self house, is the individual house. So when Venus is in the 1st house, it's just influence to love self. So this is positive when we're looking at self-esteem. This is positive when we're looking at quote unquote self-love. This is positive when we're looking at start valuing what you want to get done in your personal life more than what's going on in the other houses and what other people got going on in your life. Oh yeah, Venus is going to encourage that shit. Venus in the 1st house, you know, Mars motivates, but Venus encourages here too. Venus will tell you, get your ass the fuck up out the bed. We got shit to take care of in this 1st house. This shit's sloppy, it's messy, let's clean up. Venus deal with appreciation, value. Now, on the negative side, you know, Venus is conceited as hell in the 1st house. Venus be feeling herself in the 1st house. Don't be feeling yourself so much, Aquarius rising in your personal life, to the point, you know, you got room for improvement in certain areas. You got certain things to work on. And when I'm saying don't be feeling yourself, this is more so with your personal relationships. Venus in the 1st house could start to make you feel like you're a little bit above individuals in a way sometimes when it comes to your personal life. And depending on where your Sun, Moon, Mercury is at, the way you with these energies transiting your 1st house, you already communicative in a sense, being Aquarius rising. You just come off, you just look like you're not communicative because it's in your 1st house. But when we look at depending on where your Mercury and shit, you may be a little harsh with how you communicate right now, Aquarius. So you gotta be careful of that. You gotta be careful of that. How you speak to somebody you really fuck with, like you're a little bit above them right now, or like they don't matter, or like you don't value them when you know you do. With Venus in the 1st house. All right. So we want to stay on the positive end and channel that energy into making sure you redirect or continue to channel your positive values in this 1st house. You learn to what's the word y'all be saying when it's time to go out and not pamper yourself, like when it's time to get your nails done, get your hair done, get a facial, get a motherfucking your feet done. What's the word? Go out and do this to yourself. It's not pamper, but I guess you could say that. You can really dive heavy into that energy, Venus in the 1st house. So it's great if your ass really need that shit. I can use a motherfucking massage and get my feet done out this motherfucker. My big toe down a little long right now. That bitch was hurting in my sneaker the other day. That's a little too much information. But anyways, self-care. Y'all know me, man. There's too many thoughts, too many goddamn thoughts in my head, too many phrases, too many terms, too many definitions for shit. English language confusing like a motherfucker. So air signs really be on some other shit, because this language is made to confuse us, but then we think we made the shit. Air signs think we made the English language. So we be confusing our goddamn self trying to act like we articulate and shit. You ever see somebody in an interview trying to use words you know they don't use in on a regular? I was watching an interview. We got any Power Book fans in here? Got any Power Book fans in here? Any Tariq fans? Any Zeke fans? I was watching an interview. The actor that plays Zeke, forgot his real name. Damn, he was getting interviewed, and they was asking him questions about his sexuality, his relationship life, and whatnot. This nigga was using the most articulate answers. I said, all right, nigga, you hiding something. It ain't no goddamn way these answers is this motherfucking intricate out this motherfucker. People be just trying to use all type of words. I know you don't use that when you talking to the homies. I know you ain't use that word in the group chat. One of my homies on the block the other day used the word equilibrium. I said, oh shit, nigga you've been watching conscious community videos or something, huh? Or ask me for some weed, one sentence, next sentence like, yeah, man, the hood equilibrium is just off. I said, nigga, what? All right, shit, Age of Aquarius, niggas is reading more. That's what's up. When a nigga in the hood, when the hood nigga use a big word, that shit funny as hell. when hood niggas use big words, that shit is funny as shit. You just be looking at them. I be looking at them like, bro, I know you couldn't wait. You couldn't wait to use that word today. You couldn't wait to use that word today. You probably wanted to use that word earlier. It was only 2 people around. You was like, it's not enough people. It's not enough people. I'm gonna wait till lunch. Wait till lunchtime. Go fuck niggas up when I pull this shit out. Matter of fact, let me read this shit again. This shit long as hell. Make sure I don't say that shit wrong. I really look stupid. Hey, yo, but look, that's what we got going on. Venus and Mars and Aquarius risings, all right? Aquarius in the 2nd house. Where you at, Capricorn risings? Where you at? Probably at work. Probably looking in the mirror, cursing yourself out because you ain't your check this Friday. You still mad from Friday. Your check ain't add up the way it was supposed to add up. You still mad. It's Moon Day. It's Monday. It's a new week. It's a new week. You still mad the hours they add up on Friday. It's a new week, Capricorn rises. All right. God damn it. Now, when we got Aquarius, Capricorn rising, matter of fact, I want to make this. Hold on. Let me get my crystal hand. Y'all. I got my crystal hand. I'm gonna wave this every time we move on to a new John. Help me deal with the timestamps. So Capricorn rising is important. Reporting to the hall. Capricorn rising is reporting to the principal's office. So when we got Venus and Mars and Aquarius in that 2nd house, what's the 2nd house? The 2nd house is your value system. The 2nd house is a lot of the ways we make money. The 2nd house is how whatever signs and planets you got in the 2nd house have a whole lot on how you look at what energies is influencing your value system. How you look at what your perception of monetary gains even is. If you got Jupiter, Neptune, and shit in the 2nd house and shit, you might not look at money the way people be looking at money. You might get rich and give a whole bunch of that shit out. You got Mars, Pluto in the 2nd house. Your ass is Saturn in the 2nd house. I ain't asking you for $1. I'm not asking you for a motherfucker. I ask you for change. I ain't got change, brother. I ain't got it. Damn, nigga. I even asked you, so you ain't got change. I ain't got it. Saturn and Mars and Pluto in the 2nd house and shit. God damn. Y'all gotta learn to give more. All right. I would just say that. I ain't gonna drag y'all too much. But the 2nd house is your value system. This house influences, how you correlate, how you develop your value system, the people, places, and things you value, and how you value your damn self, your self-esteem, how you feel about yourself, what you feel like you have, what you feel like you're talented with, what you feel like you're good at, right? So when we got Venus in here, she love it. It's a party. It's your party, if you want to. There's a party for Venus in the 2nd house. She home. So she's like, oh, it's lit. I get to take my value and what I love, and I get to activate that shit with my career. I can find ways to support how I'm making money. I can find ways to readjust my forms of security, my stability, where my foundation is at to make me feel more comfortable. I'm rearranging the value within my relationships. I'm manifesting conversations, videos on my YouTube, my friends, loved ones telling me what I should be valuing more and how I should be valuing myself. So Venus in the 2nd house is also a self-esteem boost. If you ain't been feeling good about yourself, bask in this Venus in 2nd house energy. It's going to be something to feel good about your goddamn self during this time. It's going to be something to look in the mirror and be like, I'm tripping. I look too good for this. I'm too talented to be acting like this, feeling like this. You feel me? feel successful when Venus in the second house, no matter how your motherfucking day is going. Okay? If you know people with Venus in the second house, they self-esteem something different. Venus in the second house self-esteem something different. All right? So that's why when you know something, when they really not feeling good about something with themselves, you know it's something serious. It's something serious. Because they pep talk a little different. They self-pep talk a little different, Venus in the second house. You got Venus right in the place where she loves to be. You know, dealing with your self-esteem and how you feel about your damn self. So this placement overall, with this placement transiting your second house Capricorn risings, all right, this is the time to readjust this your value system, you know, readjust where the people, places, and things that you valuing, learning to observe how you're valuing what you're working on, Capricorn rising, what you're building. You know, you incarnated into this realm as a Capricorn rising because you had to learn how to develop some sense of stability within your personal life and learn how to develop that type of self-identity in this lifetime. So when we look at that second house with Venus in there, it's learning to love the work, learning to love how you're building something, appreciating the opportunities, or even having the ability to build for yourself with Venus in the second house. And that comes from using something from within, a talent, something you're good at, something you're experienced with, something you know you have. Venus in the second house could bring many opportunities in different ways when we're dealing with career, money, finances, new ways to understand how to make money, new ways to progress your business, your brand, new supporters. If you on your shit around this time, you will be making a lot of money through your business. If you on your shit around this time, you will build a bigger clientele. Venus transiting your second house. It moves like that. We don't call it Venus blessings for no reason. So that's a powerful energy with Venus in that second house. And you got to make sure you don't overindulge here. If you can manifest a lot of access towards experiencing pleasure in the physical realm, whether your pleasure is going out and drinking every weekend with your friends, whether your pleasure is disconnecting from reality and being with bae 24/7 and neglecting all your responsibilities in the world, whether your pleasure is weed, whether your pleasure is Netflix and what you like to order from the Chinese spot a couple blocks away from you. You feel me? Whatever your pleasures is, Capricorn risings, you can overindulge like a motherfucker in that shit right now. And even if you on a disciplined, straight and narrow path, dumb obstacles and dumb opportunities, they gonna come. You got Venus in your second house. She gonna find ways to feel good here. She's gonna find and attract ways to feel good here. Be careful people not lusting over your ass. Be careful people not manipulating you and tempting you. The second house overall for everybody does have a lot to do with how we experience comfortableness. I don't know if comfortableness is a word. I heard a motherfucker use the word comfortability. I was around somebody else. They was like, you know, that's not a word. I was like, comfortability, not a word? They was like, no. So I don't know if comfortableness is a word out this motherfucker, but y'all know I'm gonna make some shit up. But Venus in the second house, I don't even know why I drifted off into that whole little segment right there. I remember what I was going to cap it off with right now. But overall, though, Venus in the second house, when we look at being comfortable, that's what she's seeking there. This is what she's seeking there. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I remember. When we're looking at the second house, overall, no matter what planets and signs you have in the second house deals with how we deal with being comfortable in the physical realm. So Venus takes that to new heights when she gets here. She makes you feel like, no, you deserve to be comfortable in this motherfucker. Why you can't live like this? Why you can't experience this in the physical realm? Why the fuck you can't have a nice date? Why who you dating can't take you out on a nice date? Why you can't experience the things that make you feel good in this realm? Why this shit all got to be work, no play? You know, why our comfort zone ain't built the way we want to have it built? Why we don't got them silk sheets that we've been wanting to order? It'll get down to a micro level like that. You start analyzing things in your crib, in your house that deal with your security and stability. And you like, nah, I got to spice this shit up. Like, this shit got to become more of a comfort zone for me. So Venus starts seeking that in all levels when it's in the second house. All right. So that's what plays out there. Mars in the second house. Now Mars is in this motherfucker. So Capricorn risers, you got a lot going on here because Venus loves to be here. Mars can't stand to be here. So you're going to be dealing with extremes in this area. All right. Why don't you eat good food? Shout out to my sis, T Merkaba in the building. Y'all make sure y'all tap into T Merkaba if y'all need to pick up some more Astro Gems. Oh, Kaisha, you got that Uranus Neptune conjunction in that second house. So you don't, whatever you do for career, or a lot of the things you may have experienced within your career aspect of life or jobs, a lot of that shit, different shit. You may have a lot of social media influences in there, new technology influences in there, because all the people that was born during that Neptune Uranus conjunction and it fell into their second house, you don't even perceive how other people making money like something you even want to get along with. It's like you gotta have some individual shit going on with how you making money, with how you getting paid. Uranus will fight for that shit in the second house, because Uranus can't really deal with authority wherever it's at. So if you look in your chart, the areas where you clash with authority the most is most likely going to be in the house that you have Uranus and Saturn in. Those are the houses that we really can't fucking deal with the authority. So if you got Saturn, Uranus in one of your Earth houses, you always going to crave authority within the career realm. Even if you ain't the CEO or the owner, motherfucker, I got an office, bitch. Y'all niggas is all on the same floor. I got an office. Fuck is you talking about? I got a name on my shit. Can't nobody just come up in my shit. So I got some authority around this moment. Saturn gonna want some of that in them Earth houses, but that's how that played out. But when we got Mars in the second house, perfect segue, because Mars got some of that energy in the second house too. Now, this is why Mars don't like to be here, because what is the second house? It deals with our value system. It deals with stability and security. But this is an Earth house, so this house deals with patience. When we look at career deals with patience. Career deals with, investing in long-term results with what you do in the present. Earth energy deals with being in the present. So when Mars get there, that shit frustrating in the second house, because Mars just wants to take what it values. If it feels like it's talented, if it feels like it has something that it could offer to the world, if you feel like it has something, Mars is aggressive, building that shit, getting it done, setting intentions. But Mars don't know how to chill, reflect, recollect, understand. So people with Mars in the second house, they're going to have a strong will. 8.5 to 9 out of 10 times, they're going to be very determined to build stability and, level up with what they do in the career realm and how they build in the physical reality. They're going to be turned up with that shit. And they might be real braggadocious with physical things, with physical possessions. They might overdo it with physical possessions. This is actually Venus and Mars both. They could both play out here a little bit like that. Venus can overdo physical possessions here. She can overvalue physical possessions a little bit. Start crying because her nail set got fucked up and shit. When she could just get it done. She got a whole big event to go to on Saturday. Nails got fucked up on Thursday. So she could go get them redone Friday. Venus in second house might start breaking down, crying about that shit. I don't know if the lady could get that, the index finger part right. I ain't gonna get into nails. That's y'all shit, ladies. I ain't gonna get too much into that. I just send the cash out. That's all I do. I ain't in the nail salon. Take that 200, baby. We'll get your feet and nails done, baby. We'll get your feet, nails, and hair done with that 200. It ain't enough, bro. Damn. This season intuitive as hell. This season is. I've read all y'all thoughts when I said that. I picked up at least 6 of y'all talking about 200. Maybe for the feet and maybe for the feet and the hands. That shit ain't cover feet, nails, and hair. All right? Get that shit right. Who you giving 200? They must be just getting the nails done. I felt 7 of y'all, about 8 of y'all say 200 in my head when I said that shit. So I know for all of y'all that said that shit, y'all probably in tears right now. We reading everything in Pisces season. We picking up everything. If you with your partner during these times, you can't even, if you mad, don't even sleep around them. Don't even be in silence around your partner, because they gonna be hearing everything. This ain't shit broke. Non-motivated motherfucker. Like, why I even date this motherfucker? What has this nigga done for me? You feel me? That nigga just sitting there like, I know she talking some shit. She talking hella shit. I feel that shit. I can't put the English language together, but I feel that shit. It's Pisces. Nigga be on the other end. This This bitch can't cook to save her goddamn life. She a Taurus. Don't they say Tauruses can't cook? Didn't they say Cancers can cook up this motherfucker? You like it, baby? Yeah. 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 This white rice good. This white rice and broccoli good. Ask me if this motherfucker is good. This bitch, does this shit taste good to you? I know you can't think this shit good. God damn. Don't be talking in your head about your partner right now. Just go take a walk. Go hug a tree. Go hug a tree. Go talk to a tree. Let the tree consume that shit right now. Because y'all don't realize how powerful trees is. You know, a lot of y'all got some trees in y'all backyards that done consumed a bunch of arguments and conversations in that backyard. That tree know about generations of crime in your family, generations of trauma in your family, all type of gossip lies from your greatest grandma, that same tree. So when you go to that tree, they understand. Like, nigga, come let it out. Nigga, I know your lineage, nigga. I know your lineage. What is it this time? It's the drugs, right? I know you come from a drug family. They try to get you in the drug game, and you only 12, right? Come on, talk to me, motherfucker. I know it's hard to get out of this motherfucker. I know. Hug me. You gotta learn to talk to nature sometimes. Get that shit out in a more productive way. Put your feet in some soil. All right. But I'm about to make chicken and broccoli today. I hope it's seasoned right. I don't like my rice. I like sticky rice. I don't like rice that's mad bold. I can't fuck with that shit. If I look at the rice and none of the rice is touching each other, if none of your rice touch each other, I can't fuck with it. I can't. If them bitches is bold as fuck, if it look just like the way you put that bitch in the pot, before it's just gentle now. The bitch ain't hard. It's just gentle, but ain't none of these bitches sticking to each other. I just need a little stick to that bitch. I can't have bold ass grains of rice. I can't fuck with that. I can't fuck with that shit. Make sure that bitch is seasoned right. Make sure that's, I don't know what you gotta do, baby. I don't know if you gotta get a rice cooker. I don't know if you gotta fucking stir fry that shit when you take that shit out the pot. I don't know, but this rice bold as shit, baby. All right, y'all. So, my Virgo placement is in the 8th house. So, when we look at where we at, Mars in the 2nd house, Capricorn rising, y'all gonna be turned up with Venus and Mars in the 2nd house when it comes to, y'all might be in a real, you already got Aquarius here, so you're already real different from how other people do things in career, and you're real individual here. So you might be in a real fuck everybody, getting to the bag matters right now. I don't give a fuck about nobody. I just want to get to the bag. Whoever ain't talking money, I'm getting to the bag. Real career oriented, real invested in reality right now. And you might be putting yourself in a situation where you can change and transform a lot right now. I mean, you do have opportunities and influences to transform a lot right now in that 2nd house. But you can experience extremes of energies, getting real frustrated when you know you're not doing things in a certain time frame that you like to do it in the 2nd house. You could get frustrated right now with Mars getting into your 2nd house, and you're looking at your forms of security and stability, and they're not at where they want to be at. Venus gonna start bitching in the 2nd house, complaining like, "What do we? I don't want to eat this today. I want to sleep on this type of bed. I want to have this type of partner." Venus start bitching in the 2nd house because she's so spoiled. She get whatever she want in the 2nd house. So don't let this be you. You start complaining for every little piece of comfort you don't have in your life. You need to take Venus in that 2nd house and channel that motherfucking love and support into building something. This is an Earth house. What you got going on building in reality, dealing with security and stability, how you get into the bag. Venus is like, this is what matters as well. Let's not get too lost in overindulging, because Venus will have you overindulging here and forgetting the power to this placement. Mars will have you getting frustrated here, once again a little impatient when it comes to career energies, when it comes to people you really value, especially if it's people that provide a certain sense of pleasure for you, a sense of intimacy, or they're your support system. They're not even somebody you intimately connect with, but they support you in some type of shape or form. somebody that pays your tuition in college, somebody that pays your bills, sugar daddy, whoever. If they support you in some type of shape or form, you're going to be real impatient with these individuals right now. So this could be somebody helping you in your corner, Capricorn rising, and you being funny money with them. You acting like, you feel me, they your fucking, they your slave or some shit. Like they owe you some shit and they supporting, they helping you. Understand that, Capricorn risings. All right. That's what we got going on in the second house, y'all. You got the Capricorn rising. You got a lot of energies to transform and change some shit in that house. Listen, I got Pisces in my second house. So right now I got a whole stellium. I got Sun, Jupiter, Neptune all up in my second house right now. You feel me? I love when planets is transit in my second house. I love that shit. I love when planets is transit in the second house. I love when it's Pisces season. Because that shit just bring a whole bunch of sunlight to things that, you know, the potential of yourself, the things that you naturally believe in yourself and you ain't naturally feeling like that every other day. Now, self-esteem is on go. You're consistently reminded why you should be pouring into yourself, why you should be valuing yourself, Capricorn risings. Okay? Excuse me, I look like motherfucking went for a walk today. I came in, I got the sniffles. I mean, I don't see no pollen out this. I know spring solstice. Damn, I know spring solstice start this motherfucking much, but shit. I don't see no pollen in the air. Motherfucking spring allergies hitting a brother a little too early. I used to have allergies like a motherfucker when I was younger. And then when I started getting older, it was like, when I started getting like probably like 2021, I started realizing like, damn, when it turns springtime, like I'll be good now. Like I used to be fucked up. I'll be good now. I must have went through some type of evolution and shit. I might be, let me not talk too much about that before these bitches come back. I don't know. Brother got to drink some herbal teas when I get off this month. All right. So that's what we got going on. Venus and Mars in motherfucking second house, Capricorn. Risings, agree. I love the spring equinox and Pisces season because of my fifth house. Ooh, Pisces in the fifth. Ooh, lit. Lux, my Aries moon is in the second. That sounds like me then. Oh yeah. Oh shit. Moon in the second house is crazy. When we talk about all that shit, we talking about Venus overindulging. All that shit, we talking about Venus attracting pleasures and what makes her comfortable in the physical realm. The moon in the second house, that is the moon's needs. It is this individual's needs in this lifetime. All right. So, and the moon attracts. The moon is exalted in the second house. It's exalted in Taurus. So, you know, that's some powerful shit there. Some real powerful shit. You gotta know how to acknowledge where you get support at in your life and be able to not take it for granted. Because God is be snatching support systems away from Venus and moon in the second house when y'all don't be utilizing it or taking advantage of it to work something in your life. You know, Venus and the moon definitely attracts. Now, okay, so that's for my Capricorn risings. Sag risings. All my Sag risings report to the principal office. Sagittarius risings. Aquarius in the third house. Venus and Mars transit in your third house. What's the third house? The third house is your familiar surroundings. The third house is your neighbors. The third house is your siblings, your friends, your familiar relationships. Wherever you at when you step outside the door, you in your third house. When you go to the store in the corner, that's the third house. The same lady, the same married couple that made my bacon, egg, and cheese. All right. From 6th grade all the way to my senior year in high school, down the block from the crib, that see me grow up, 6th through 12th grade. Poppy, how you doing? How was school? You good? Your mommy good? All right. What you bacon, egg, and cheese? I know. Extra bacon, extra cheese, little jelly, ketchup, mayo. I already know, Poppy. All right. Good. I got you, baby. Hook him up. That's my boy, right? That's my third house homie in the bodega. You feel me? Third house love, neighborhood love. All right. This is why this house deals with communication. Because depending on what's going on, have you done Aquarius rising? Yeah, I did Aqua rising first, sis. I did that first. So homie in the bodega, you feel me? He my neighborhood. He know my bacon, egg, and cheese order. That's third house energy. So I don't know him personally. Like, I don't really know him personally. He don't know about my personal life. I don't know about his personal life. You feel me? but we're familiar with each other. If I got into some shit and ended up in a newspaper, you're gonna be like, oh there, bang, 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 bang. That's Poppy from the Poppy Bacon Egg and Cheese. Like he gonna familiarize with me. I'm a third house friend. I ain't the 11th house friend. I don't communicate. I mean, I don't associate with you. I don't do business with you. We ain't a part of the same environment, like group or anything. But it's third house energy to really define what third house is. And when we look at communication, depending on what planets and signs you have in the third house, is going to influence what you experience in your third house. That may have a huge influence on how you start to deal with relationships, interacting with other individuals. So right now we got Venus and Mars transit in the third house. Now Sagittarius risings, you guys with Aquarius in the third house, y'all get around in y'all neighborhood. Y'all get around. You may be a Capricorn rising. You may be even a Scorpio. You not really. You possibly can be a Scorpio rising. Yeah, you can be. But if you got Aquarius in the third house, your ass know everybody in the neighborhood, but don't be a part of shit. You feel me? Or is the extreme? You feel me? You know everybody, but don't really be a part of something, or what you are a part of is something that you real devoted to. Probably a basketball team you was a part of, football team you was a part of, chess club your ass was a part of, cheerleading squad was a part of some shit. So you probably learned community and group early in your adolescence, Aquarius in the third house. Or your ass was just detached from your third house. So you knew everybody knew you, but you wasn't really involved with anything like that. But you could call anybody for something though. You feel me? So not get around like Tupac. Facts. I'm talking about the third house. He a Gemini. You feel me? So when we're looking at Venus coming into the third house, we can anticipate some Venus blessings in the third house. We can remember, y'all, wherever Venus is transiting is also an area where you can manifest love, where you may manifest new opportunities for support, right? And love and connection and new relationships. Always keep that in mind. The house you have Venus in your natal chart will always have a lot of potential in your chart to manifest relationships, love, and support. The transiting Venus will manifest a lot of relationships in your life. So if you look at some of my videos talking about how you attract relationships, love in the chart, blah, 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 you know, if you go back in your chart and look at some relationships in your life, real deep relationships in your life, look at where your Venus was at, what house Venus was transiting when you met this person. If you remember the date you met somebody, go back to that date, go on Astro Theme, put the date in, and see what house Venus was transiting in your chart. You met this, you work at a store. This person came in the store, bought something, said he liked your vibe. You feel me? Let me get your number. You exchange numbers. You go back, look at that shit, Venus transiting your sixth house. Shit, found love. You found love in a happy, in a hopeless. I'll be fucking the lyrics up. Shout out to Riri. But you found love in the sixth house. All right? That's how we're going to remix over it. You found love in the sixth house. So wherever Venus is transiting for everybody, you always keep that in mind. Always keep that in mind. So Venus blessings going to come from the third house. Anticipate some new positive information, guidance, direction from familiar friends, from energies in your familiar surroundings. Maybe your neighbor asks for some sugar. You feel me? Your neighbor come knock on the door, ask for some sugar, ask for some ketchup, ask for some bread. That relationship turns into a fruitful relationship. Now y'all Netflix and chilling in a couple of weeks. You see how things just move that fast when Venus is in them air signs or in them air houses? You see how you put Venus in air, you basically just throwing love in the air. So now it's accessible. It's easy to access some form of intimacy, some form of pleasure, some form of connection. Conversations feel more motherfucking pleasurable right now. You feel me? Venus and Aquarius, Venus and air signs, Venus and Aquarius, they get off with conversation anyways. Like that is a form of intimacy for them. You feel me? A Venus and air person to text you at late at night, like that's the booty call. But don't go. Like just want to have a conversation. Like, all right, 2 hours talking to friends. Oh, that was good. Got that off. Let me go to sleep now. Acting like they just had sex. You just had a conversation. So Venus and air signs, that shit deep to them. That shit is an exchange. That shit is an exchange. So that's the energy that's how it is when Venus is in air, period. So that's what we're gonna be experiencing, period. Just loving how how harmonious connection even feels. Just loving the fact to be able to exchange words with another individual that's thinking the way you think. That shit just gonna feel way more good than it usually does around like that. Goddamn, you start thinking in your head like that shit don't be happening that often. You know, people don't think like you in this world. Like you start telling that to that person. Like you just met the person. Like that's what's up, man. You know, appreciate having conversations like this. You know, it's a crazy world. You know. Two brothers, you know, feel me? Two brothers have a strong, like-minded. That's the problem, you know. The community, we gotta have conversations like that. Ain't nobody empowering the young. See the young out here going crazy. Like you can start getting all passionate and emotionally invested in the conversation with somebody in the Aquarius, with somebody with Aquarius energy in the outside realm, in a public environment. You on your way to work on the train having this deep ass conversation with somebody and shit. We got all these feelings and emotions and air signs, y'all. So with Venus in the third house, yes, anticipate that love and support coming from friends, you know, those in your surroundings. You know, Venus in the third house, you may be more open to hosts. You may be open to make others feel good in your surroundings right now. Be going out of your way to make people feel good in your surroundings. You're gonna want to clean up your surroundings a little bit. Venus in the third house. You can have way more of a positive, more of a harmonious, cooperative way of communicating with others. You can find a lot of solutions within your relationships, friendships, a lot of clarity within your friendships. Venus in the third house. But Venus in the third house be a little loose sometimes. She be in everybody's house but her goddamn house sometimes. She everywhere in the neighborhood. Her best friend crib over here. You feel me? Go to Bay crib. They gotta go to grandma crib. It's like, damn, she making like 20 stops in the hood. Venus in the third house. AKA, this is a very interactive time for you, Sagittarius rising. You can get real unstable based off your relationships because Venus is just finding pleasure, like relating here, connecting here, experiencing what's going on with things you're familiar with here, circulating your knowledge here, you know, circulating your thoughts, exchanging with others here. You know, Venus trying to have the time of her life in the third house. All right. So you gotta find the balance there. Mars in the third house. All right, Mars in the third house don't be playing no games sometimes. Like, you feel me? One little situation in the grocery store. Now you cussing an old lady out. Mars in the third house. Like, excuse me, man. Man, I ain't gonna be. Listen, I respect my elders, but you pushing it, lady. All right. Now go ahead, scan your shit, so I could go ahead and scan my shit. Like, young man, I wish my sons was here, cause your ass, you just think cause you a tall ass motherfucker. My sons will whoop your ass. So Mars in the third house have you arguing with old ladies and shit in your supermarket. You know, have you get into a little clash with your neighbors here and there. Motherfucking neighbor block your driveway and shit. You like, God damn it, Mars in the third house. I should have known it's gonna be some bullshit with my neighbors. I already know my cousin, my sibling. They know how to get up for work in the morning. Of course, Mars in the third house, my sibling gonna park their shit in front of the motherfucking driveway. Now I'm late waking their ass up to move their shit. Mars in the third house. If you got Mars in the third house, you know what competition with siblings is. You know what competition with friends is. Experiencing competition with friends, and you like, damn, we supposed to be friends. Why the fuck are you trying to be so competitive with me? You know what that is, Mars in the third house. All right, so Mars brings that passion, brings aggression wherever it's at. So, you know, experience a little bit of that. Some more forcefulness with some conversations here. It's the extreme. We got Venus and Mars here. It's the extreme. That's why you got to know how to fall back a little bit in this third house, especially when things are getting intense with people that you are familiar with your siblings, with people in your surroundings, with your roommates. Mars in the third house ain't no joke. It ain't no joke. You may have to step up to a bully. You may have to step up to a bully or something with Mars in the third house. You know, maybe a neighbor you got be saying a lot of smart shit. Y'all don't really get along. This may be the time y'all get into some real physical shit. You gotta be careful, Mars in the third house. You gotta know that. You might attract your neighbor being a little hot because you parked in front of their shit. You was gonna move your shit earlier before work, but you was a little too fucked up last night. You was drunk and shit, couldn't wake up early. Now they banging on your motherfucking door. You mad how they banging on your door though? You know you out of line, but they banging like shit on your door. They wilding. More Aries in the Mars in the third house. So now you got to try your best to come down there, be cool, calm, and collective. You got to learn to, you got to kind of learn to understand that why they mad, you know, and respectfully let them know that they can't be wild and disrespecting, wild and banging on your door at 6, 7 a.m. and shit. So it's like finding that medium of using Venus in the third house to communicate and cooperate with the possible aggression, madness you might be attracting in your third house. Like you may be in a lot of situations you're trying to find that. It's like, all right, bro, my bad. I park in front of your shit. Like, I'm a grown man, bro. Watch how you talk to me, bro. You feel me? You know, when a nigga talk, when a nigga got that subtle tone, you know a nigga dead ass. Like, I'm a grown man, bro. Just watch how you talk to me. That's the only thing. Let's talk like men. You feel me? You got to hit a nigga with one of those. If a nigga can't respect one of those, then you might have to take it there. You might have to take it there with Mars in the third house. I ain't gonna lie to you. You might have to slap one of your neighbors, Mars in the third house. I don't mean to encourage it, but you might be in the right. Sometimes people need to be slapped. It is what it is. It is what it is. I've slapped people out of love before. God's watching me. God's watching me. Right hand of God. I didn't slap people out of love before. All right. Didn't your mama beat your ass out of love? Didn't your pappy beat your ass out of love? All right, then. Sometimes a motherfucker gotta get slapped out of love. Maybe at the time I slapped you from a hateful vibration, but it's still out of love because hopefully somebody else may not have just slapped your ass. You should be lucky it's just 5 fingers to the face. Just be lucky. You could have been 5 bullets to the temple. 5 bullets to the heart chakra, but you just got 5 fingers to the motherfucking dome. So you take that as a fortunate lesson. All right. So that's what we got going on with Mars in the third house. A little intensified familiar surroundings a little bit. You may have low patience for how you communicate with individuals, but Venus is still there. So it's finding the balance, you know, trying to lean on that cooperation and that gentleness with dealing with others in communication, but shit also getting you a little tempered in your familiar surroundings. All right. There's going to be times with Venus and Mars in your third house. We got Cheryl's in the building. We got the guru, shady Cheryl's in the building. The Bronx stand up. All right. Y'all know what's going on. All right. So when we look at is finding that medium. So with Venus and Mars, you're going to experience extremes of that emotion. All right. Go experience the extremes. One day, you know, one day shit a little cool. One day shit real cool, calm and collective Venus in the third house. Another day something might be a little turbulent. Okay. Keep that shit in mind. Yeah. Yep. That's what we got going on there. That third house, ninth house axis, we know got a lot to do with movement too. So once again, the unstableness, getting stable, you gotta be careful of that. You got Venus and Mars transit in the third house, that you're not running all over the place and whatnot. People are not driving you crazy. People have the effect to drive your ass crazy right now. Venus and Mars in the third house. Don't let people drive your ass crazy right now. All right. Fourth house. Okay, this is my Scorpio rising. Scorpio risings report to the principal. Let's wave the crystal hand. Scorpio risings, Aquarius in the fourth house. Now, when we get to Scorpio risings, like, you know, Scorpio risings be some lone wolves for real. I attract a lot of Scorpio risings in my life. I know a lot of Scorpio risings, and y'all some real lone wolves. There's a lot of lone wolf placements in the zodiac. Scorpio rising, one of them, and the fourth house encourages more of that lone wolf lifestyle. Why? Because it's Aquarius in the fourth house. So it's real individual in the fourth house. It's Uranus in the fourth house. Everybody individual perspective of shit is mad strong. Everybody's home, but it's nobody's home though. Like everybody's home, but like what the fuck? Everybody doing their own shit. It feel like nobody home. You know, strong individuality in the home environment. Strong influences in the home environment pushing you to be more of an individual. It may be an example through the relationship of your parents. The relationship with your parents may be a little detached. They live in a home, but you don't see intimacy with them. You be talking to your siblings like, yo, do you think mom really loved that? I heard them say that shit in forever. I can't even think of the last time I heard them say that shit. Why our home is like this? Why our home so Saturn-like? So serious in the house? God damn. I mean, bills paid for. Mom and dad covering the bills. It's Saturn here. But damn. I think mommy and daddy, we need to book them a vacation. I don't know. I don't know. Mommy looked like she needs. I don't know. You feel me? So you're gonna experience a little bit of that. You're gonna experience some of that with Aquarius in the fourth house. You're gonna experience some detachment in the home environment. Probably have siblings in mad different places. Aquarius in the third house, so you know you got a tight relationship with your older sibling, but they live in fucking Arizona. You live in New York. You got another tight relationship with this sibling, but they in college, and like it's just like separate. When I say detached, not detached from like people in the home environment forcing the detachment, but it's just like everybody in the home kind of got their own thing going on, and some of that shit can't stop for other individuals. So it develops like that sometimes with Aquarius in the fourth house, and a lot of power control issues here. We do have Uranus here. We do have Uranus and Saturn here. We do. So I can see strong influences of your parents being heavy on what the fuck they want you to do with career, how they want you to build stability in your life, or dealing with restrictions, dealing with your parents with what you want to do. They want you to do this, that, and the third, and shit like that. You having probably certain responsibilities in the home at time. You want to go do this, that, and the third, or you was in high school. You wanted to go experience this, that, and the third, but you got this motherfucking responsibility with your pops. He wants you to do something, help him out with something after work, and he not understanding how much that shit means to you. What you gotta, like, you understand this is motherfucking tryouts. Like, this is the last tryout. I'm gonna miss it in the basketball team. Everybody was like, "Why I didn't try out last year?" This and that, third. I'm trying to try out. Your pops like, "No, boy, you gonna learn what real work is today. That basketball shit can't teach you nothing about no work." You got one of them pops, probably Aquarius in the motherfucking fourth house. That basketball shit gonna do. What I'm doing here is real men work. That's why you here. All right? You're gonna appreciate this shit one day. You got them type of energies, Aquarius in the fourth house. All right, so we got Venus and Mars coming in here. What does Venus do in the fourth house? Oh, it brings the love in the home. Venus in the fourth house brings the love in the home. You look at things, you have more of a positive approach towards things in the home. You seek more of a comfort zone in the home. Things that were weighing heavy on you emotionally or whatnot, you got to find a way to bring a solution to that shit. You got to find a way to agree to disagree or something with Venus is in the fourth house. Because Venus, you might have been enduring a lot of things in the home environment, but when Venus get in there, it's like, nah, to hell with all this. No. Because Venus brings a sense of appreciation. So whatever house you have Venus coming in, if you haven't been appreciating certain things in that area, or you haven't been appreciating other people, haven't been appreciating you in that area, Venus intensifies that. So with Venus in the fourth house, you feel like certain family members ain't appreciative of you, certain loved ones, people that you love, people that you care about, people that you love and care about fall into the fourth house. Because I look at the fourth house as everything that's close to the heart chakra, everything that you really care about, people, places, and things, what's home to you. What feels like a home environment to you? Sometimes a person can feel like home to somebody. Sometimes somebody can't stand being nowhere else, but when they're with one person, they feel at home. That person brings that much of a comfort zone. So a lot of things are home for different individuals. A lot of things fulfill the heart for different individuals. When we look at Venus and Mars going into that motherfucking fourth house, Venus ain't settling for less when it comes to fulfilling her comfort zone. When it comes to dealing with her emotional well-being, she pinpoints that, she targets it, and she may have dramatic ways of dealing with them energies. So you got to be careful, because Venus gets dramatic when it comes to what she really love and care about. Because when she in the fourth house deal with privacy, solitude. So it's bringing things close to you. Things you want to have close to you. So when Venus is in the fourth house, she brings things she could cling on to things here. It could kind of be hard for her to let go to things in the fourth house, Venus in the fourth house. So whatever she loves, she wants to make sure it's in arm's length, make sure it's in her bedroom. She has it when she wake up, when she go to sleep, is there. And you can't do that with everything you love in life, right? So when that's one thing you're gonna have to be aware of with Venus in the fourth house. But definitely things dealing with solutions, answers, positive approaches in the home environment is going to be more of a frequency vibration to access here at the time. Maybe some supportive love coming from the home environment. You may receive an apology or a closure conversation, or something of a positive essence from somebody else before you even gave it out with Venus in the fourth house. You may just attract it first. And it makes your end of the apology, or it makes your end of the closure that much more easier with Venus in the fourth house. All right. It could be easier to reach states of understanding with loved ones with Venus in the fourth house. Now, this is the thing. We have Mars coming in here. Mars don't like to be in this house. The fourth house deals with, you know, the home environment, loved ones, who you care about, nurture, emotional well-being. And these things are things you have to be tender with at times. These are things you have to be, you know, careful with. These are things that, you know, you have to be understanding and patient with when we look at the fourth house. So when Mars getting here, you get frustrated at times because it's too individual, and that individuality clashes in the home. So this could bring power and control issues in the home. This can bring intense energies in the home. You feeling very riled up about a situation in the home environment, and and possibly feeling a little impulsive or erratic when it comes to how you express yourself in the home. You got to be careful that situations don't drive you to, you know, drive you out of character with Mars in the fourth house. Fourth house is the heart chakra. It is how we deal with emotional stability. So if you have Mars in this house, you're going to have an intense way of dealing with the emotions overall. So if Mars transiting here, it may be a lot of fuck it, I don't care energy when you really do care. A lot of people say I don't care in the sense of something, trying to show that they don't care about something they have a lot of emotion in. And Mars can do that a lot in the fourth house. So you got to be careful of that. You got to be careful of attracting. You may have to anticipate some clashes with loved one, family members, a little bit of turbulence in the home. But you're going to become more goal-oriented to get things established in the home. You're going to be more goal-oriented to develop the comfort zone. So Venus comes here and it values it, encourages you to build more of a healthy emotional well-being and connect to the people, places, and things that help you bring more of a healthy, positive emotional well-being. And Mars just makes you way more intentful, way more, I don't even know, I really be making words of intentful, I don't even know if that's a word, way more intentional way more intentional about, you know, finding that sense of you know, healthy emotional well-being. It's just that Mars, once again, we know Mars is impulsive and direct. So when it comes in the fourth house, when it comes to the emotions, it is a little wild. It's hard to control. And Mars can attract loved ones, family members acting a little wild they goddamn selves. You know, being stubborn, being real individual, they goddamn selves. Mars in the fourth house is going to push you towards some isolation, and that may be a healthy transit for you to embrace that somewhat, to recollect your feelings and emotions. The fourth house deal with privacy and solitude overall. So if you have Venus and Mars in here, two planets that bring a lot of feelings and emotions where they're at, you know, solitude is going to be important during this time. Scorpio risings. All right, Scorpio rising this time is gonna be real important to embrace solitude. I know that I know when I tell that to you, I'm like, all right, okay, all right, shit, I can get along with that solitude, be by myself. Yeah, hell yeah. But seriously though, I say that because, you know, you're sensitive to emotions right now, way more sensitive than you probably gonna realize as this transit progresses. So when you got Venus and Mars in this fourth house, you're not only gonna be picking up that much feelings and emotions, the sense to react to how you feel on the spot. You're going to be probably a little bit more, you know, more action oriented towards that subconsciously than regularly. Even if you're somebody that controls the emotions very well, Venus and Mars in the fourth house, things can get under the skin easier. Fourth house, I like to say, that's get it. You got people, when you connect with people in synastry, and you know, you got to know the signs in your fourth house, in your cardinal houses. These people have a lot of effects in your life. So when you meet people that have planets falling into your first, fourth, seventh, and 10th house, these are real important people at times. But when we got like people with planets falling into your fourth house, man, they could get under your skin. They can get under your skin. They may have a lot of access towards your emotions or things that you really care about. So that's important to understand when it comes to It's important to understand when it comes to motherfucking this transit. Not to let any and everything get under your skin, okay? And deal with patience when it comes to the people, places, and things that you care about. All right. I'll be back, IG. Okay. Somebody make sure where I'm at. I'm just posting this at. I'm just posting this. I'm really feeling this Taurus moon vibe for the day, for real. Today has a real pleasant feel to it, real grounding like feel to it. Starting to get too much saliva on the mic. Your mic, you know, you're starting to get too much saliva on the mic when the mic start getting a scent. Like, why my mic smell like hot dog water? Damn.
All right, IG Live, we back in the building. Venus conjunct Mars in Aquarius.
Mike smelling like a little box and shit. Stop spitting on your mic, boy. All right. So now, okay. Right. Yeah. Can be stressful if you out of alignment. So fourth house. So that's what we got going on in the fourth house, all right? Scorpio risings. Mars rules your intentions and your goals. Venus rules what you love, what you care about, what you value. Scorpio risings, you're going to find way more understanding and realize, and going to gain a lot of clarity and develop a bunch of realizations about what you love and what you're passionate about. Embracing that solitude and seeing what supports your emotional well-being. I believe in many ways this transit for a lot of you Scorpio risings is going to be helping you to understand that you having a healthy emotional well-being and not thinking over your feelings, because Aquarius in the fourth house can start to develop, it could develop a cold heart here. All right. It's hard for you to react to things because you develop such a realistic way of dealing with emotions or other people's emotions. You could blank out emotions of others, especially if you don't got like no water placements or anything besides your Scorpio rising. The Aquarius in the fourth house can do that to Scorpio risings. So you got to make sure you don't develop such a cold heart. You feel me? Or like, you become so insensitive to things to the point it's becoming counterproductive towards you having a healthy way of feeling and thinking. And that's going to affect how you operate on things, aka your Mars and Venus, your passions, your goals, the things you value, your self-esteem. So this is what this transit is going to be saying a whole lot. That's I prefer IG. Okay. That's me, cold heart. Yeah. You got to be careful of that. You got to be careful of that right now. I think Mars, once again, I think this transit is going to help a lot of y'all to, once again, bring a lot of clarity towards your goals, Mars-like energies, Venus-like energies, relationships, things that you may overindulge in or you're emotionally invested in. The more you get more acclimated with your fourth house, make your fourth house the place that feels comfortable for you, make your fourth house a place that you love to be, even if you ain't got the Venus and Mars things in there yet. You don't got all your external people, places, and things that you love in the fourth house, aka the heart, your heart, you, not just your physical home, but you. Venus needs to self-check this area right now, because it could project easily here. You're dealing with so much feelings and emotions in the fourth house. Venus and Mars may get mad about something now in their relationships, but it's in the fourth house. So anything that comes out the fourth house can trickle into that situation. You mad at your partner about something in a relationship, but Venus and Mars in your fourth house, Venus is picking up on some family wounds. It's picking up on the relationship with you and your parents or something. So now you start really, you feeling and thinking deeply on some of that shit. But you getting into situations in your relationship and you start projecting it here. So it's like shit like that with Venus and Mars in the fourth house. It's really extremes of a lot of emotions, and you got to be careful on making sure you having you leaning more so on the positive side of having that much, because it's going to be a sense of vitality here. Mars in the fourth house, you put Mars right by the heart chakra. This person is, when it comes to their emotions, they're going to be amped. So they could be impulsive with their reactions overall, especially within the home, but it could be good towards things that they want to put energy toward, that they really care about. They're going to be goal-oriented. They have a sense of vitality around these things. All right, so that's what we got going on with my Scorpio risings. Fifth house, Aquarius in the fifth house. This is my Libra risings. Libra risings in the building. Report to the principal's office. Let's wave the crystal hand. Libra risings is in the building. All right. If you'd like a crystal hand, y'all go tap into I am Phoenix. All right. I_am_Phoenix. If you can't find her, look at my go to look at the people that I follow, you'll find her. She'll go ahead and craft you up a nice old customized crystal hand. Put all type of crystals in there. Fuse all of them joints with energies that you need. You feel me? And that's my John right there. So y'all tap in. Now, 5th house, Libra risings, Aquarius in the 5th house. Now we know Libra risings live a life of the opposites. Their life is opposite. Opposite signs, where they at in the chart. Libra in the 1st house, Aries in the 7th, Scorpio in the 2nd, Taurus in the 8th. So they experiencing extremes in all areas of life. Because the way you're supposed to do things in this house, in their life, is done the opposite way. So when we get into the 5th house, Aquarius in the 5th house, the 5th house is how we deal with creative and self-expression, how we like to have fun, children, childlike activity, entertainment, how we deal with spotlight, attention, and being on the stage, and a huge influence on how we express ourselves. So when we got Aquarius in the 5th house, Libra rising, be like, God damn, how come every time I jump into the 5th house, that shit ain't nowhere around people that know me? Who didn't put Aquarius in my 5th house? Only people that I don't know me for my music. Only people that I'm not personally connected to be supporting my brand, my music, my clothing brand. Because Aquarius is deal with the public environment. It bring that influence of the outside world into the 5th house. So it's like getting support from people around you. That shit don't. Libra risings, give it up. Yeah, I didn't say this in numerous Libra rising videos on my YouTube. Libra risings got to learn to get their shit out in the world in front of people that don't know them, in front of strangers. So Aquarius in the 5th house influence that shit. And then when we go to your 11th house, Libra risings, you got Leo in there. So Leo, anywhere Leo's at in our chart, we could manifest shine, awareness there, the spotlight there. Even if there's no planets in Leo, you can manifest attention here because it's your ruler or your sun. You feel me? So, when we look at wherever house you got Leo at, you're going to be influenced to deal with your creative expression, self-expression, form of entertainment, childlike activity now. So you got that shit in the 11th house. It's like when you creatively express yourself, people look at that shit as different and shit unique, something different about the way the Libra rising express themselves. That's why Libra risings be having mad accessories. They dye their hair neon colors, pink, hot pink, lime green, bright yellow. That's that. They like that shit, Libra risings. They like that shit. They like them vivid ass colors in the 1st house, tattoos, aesthetics, all of that. Very artsy individuals, Libra in the 1st house. But then when we get into Aquarius in the 5th house, their creative expression gonna be typed different. What they talk about in their music gonna be some other different opposite shit. You gonna hear in their music like, damn, they 3rd house don't sound like the way the 3rd house naturally supposed to go. They 2nd house don't sound like the way it's naturally supposed to go when I listen to their music. They got a whole opposite value system. They look at relationships a whole opposite way. So, the 5th house really projects that shit for a Libra rising if they're into something from a creative expression point of view. You can really see what makes a Libra rising very different from everybody else if they do something on an artistic level or simply their personal, how they personally express themselves, how they demonstrate themselves. So when you got Venus coming to this house, Libra risings, how you deal with your creative expression, self-expression, how you like to have fun, all of that is about to intensify. You're going to attract more situations to have fun. You're going to attract more situations with people, places, and things, external energies supporting and encouraging your creative endeavors. You know how you like to express yourself. You may be getting into a motherfucking argument. This house does deal with intimacy and romance and love. So you may get into an argument with your partner type talking to you crazy. You might get off the phone and your friend might be like, yo, I know you in love and all that. I know what y'all got going on. I don't like to butt in y'all shit, but like, you need a little bit more self-respect when it comes to how you being talked to. I think you need to have that conversation. I think you're a little too comfortable. I don't think that's like you're gonna manifest situations, when it comes to how you should express yourself. Like you need to express that to him, to her. You're gonna manifest that around this time. You're gonna manifest people, seeing the potential in your 5th house and pushing you towards it, or mentioning it, or things influencing you to pour more into your 5th house, aka how you like to have fun, experience the world, socialize a bit more, be more interactive with what's going on in the world, right? Or how you like to have fun, your pastimes, your creative endeavors, or You know, Venus in the 5th house is going to put you in a situation where people are going to try to pull you into them situations. Your friends going to try to drag you out the house, take you to the club, take you to this party, drag you out, not trying to take that excuse when it comes to why you can't come to the party, come to this event. Friends not trying to hear that shit, Libra risings. You feel me? Venus in the 5th house, once again, 5th house has an influence on love, romance. So Venus in the 5th house, yes, you could crave intimacy right now, crave a whole bunch of intimacy right now. Be wise with who you connecting and exchanging energies with right now, Venus in the 5th house, because right now Venus is she kind of, you know, this is like a neutral place for her, but at the same time, she could kind of get willy-nilly in this house too. This is the house of having fun. So Venus definitely likes having fun, and she will find a way to have fun. So you got to make sure how you're having fun, all right, you're very aware of how you're doing it. Just say that. And you can also attract it here too. Like I said, a lot of spontaneous adventures shit going on with Venus in the 5th house and shit. You know, your friends want to drag you this, that, and the third. You know, Venus in the 5th house do a lot for intimacy. So it'll be a whole party you don't want to go to. Then your friend be like, your crush gonna be there. He's like, all right, fuck it. Meet me at fuck it. Let me get dressed. Let me go take a shower. What time does shit start? What, I got an hour? All right, liquor store still open. Venus gonna want to connect, exchange some intimacy, and dive into opportunities. Want to embrace that, so you want to anticipate that. You know, just be in the present, take things one day at a time. But yes, Venus in the 5th house is definitely gonna have Bel Papillon. I appreciate that donation. I didn't even get back to you. I appreciate that yesterday from the live and everything. All right, you know you always showing love, so I always love to shout you out. Hope you're doing well. All right, so when we're looking at that Venus in the 5th house, you know, shit. Yes, you will be stimulated or influenced in some type of shape or form to pour into yourself when it comes to self-expression, how you creatively do anything with creative endeavors. You may want to try something different with your creative endeavors right now. You may be looking at a creative project you're working on, or anything that you're on the stage, you're on camera, you're being seen, you're getting attention. You know, these are things that you're going to feel like you really want to invest and pour more into. You may want to expand the way that you deal with, you know, your self-expression and being on the stage in some type of shape or form. You could be a little critical of yourself a little bit with Venus in the 5th house. So when it comes to like how you dress up, how you look, your face and all that, your presentation, don't be too hard on yourself. Take your ass, do what you do, and take your ass outside. You look all right. You look good, matter of fact, all right? Venus start worrying a little too much about that shit and then start bringing stresses she don't need, all right? You know you got 4C. You know your shit 4C. You knew your shit was 4C before Venus came in the 5th house. You knew your shrinkage was crazy before Venus came in the 5th house. Let's not make that a crazy problem right now. Be happy with what God gave you, all right? It ain't nappy. It's just real curly, baby. All right then. So Venus in the 5th house. That's what we got going on there. Now, Venus in the 5th house can also be very dramatic. Last thing before we move on to Mars. Venus in the 5th house can be very dramatic. So, you know, the 5th house is the stage house, is dealing with expression, creative self-expression, being on the stage. So when you got Venus in the 5th house, well, shit, we got Venus and Mars in the 5th house. So yeah, let's bring Mars into this one for what I'm about to say. Because when you got Venus and Mars in the 5th house, your emotions is on the stage. Your emotions is on the stage. Venus and Mars in the 5th house. All right. You know, people can see that a little bit easier now. You know, it looked like we got a great feel. Our intuition got a great feel on what you may be getting ready to express or dive into to have fun. You know, so with Venus and Mars in that 5th house, you know, you got to understand people could pick up a lot on your expression right now, and you will be pushed to put your feelings on the stage a whole lot right now. You feel a type of way, Venus and Mars transiting your 5th house. You like, man, fuck everybody in the workplace. I don't care. I'm about to curse out the manager, this and that. I don't care if they fire me or if I quit. Everybody about to see my feelings, emotion. I'm putting it on the stage. I'm going to make a scene. And I hope to God you don't have Leo placements. I hope to God you don't have fire placements. I hope to God you don't got no motherfucking water placements and your ass been holding some shit in for a while. Now you got Venus and Mars coming in about. Because your ass will put it on, make a scene like a motherfucker with Venus and Mars transiting in your 5th house right now. So you got to be careful of that type of energy. You feel me? You got to be careful there. But this is very dynamic when it comes into any form of creative endeavors, creative self-expression. The way you express yourself, period, is hitting a little harder right now, period. The way you might say some shit out with your chest, really say some shit, express some shit to somebody, that shit hit a little harder right now. People gonna feel that shit a little harder when we deal with self-expression, Venus and Mars transit in your 5th house. So that's what y'all need to understand there. Mars is gonna bring a bunch of passion and aggression into the 5th house. So now you're more impulsive. Now you're more action-oriented. You're more excited when it comes to dealing with creative endeavors. When it comes to expressing yourself, Mars gonna be in the 5th house. Venus gonna be in the 5th house. Like, you know what, chill. It ain't even that serious. You know, we don't. You know, we feel this way or whatever. But let's be more cooperative and let's cooperate with this person. Let's be more balanced with this person in the 5th house. Mars is like, to fuck all that, Venus. You always talking that soft shit, motherfucker. Let me express my how tight I am right now, how mad I am right now, how frustrated I am right now. I don't care. Mars, this is a fire house. Fire houses influence expression. So all my Libra risings, I know how y'all get down too. Y'all are people. You a people's person. People love you because of that. Libra rising. You be manifesting situations just because people feel like you could play the part for something. You could be a part of something. Your personality, you know, your smile, you know, Venus and Libra in the 1st house and shit. You know, y'all got a charm to y'all. Y'all know y'all got a certain charm. Even though the 1st house is kind of more subconscious, you don't be knowing your 1st house shit like that. You don't know when you're doing a 1st house thing. You don't know that's a 1st house thing. So you may dress a certain way because of your 1st house, and you don't know that's just your 1st house. Nothing influenced that in your life, but your fucking what you into in your 1st house. So Libra risings, I already know y'all relationship motherfuckers. Y'all don't like to step on people's toes with certain things. You know, Libra risings are really in the extreme. Some of them don't fuck with people. Some of them just don't fuck with people, and then some of them they communicate, relate with everybody in the world. They're social butterflies, you know. But you got some of the Libra risings that be on some fuck the world shit because they experiencing opposite energies in the world, and they just got to a point where they're really focused on trying to get fucking balance in their life or in certain areas in their life, and they don't have tolerance for people's shit. You got them Libra risings out there. Now, when we look at Mars in the 5th house, you're real motivated when it comes to self-expression. So once again, your feelings and emotions, you'll put that shit on the stage. You don't care. You'll make a scene right now, Libra rising. You're not going to feel like you right now, situations you may have been passive, especially if you got other passive placements. You probably got some Pisces placements up in there. You probably got a little bit of motherfucking, like, I don't know. You got some passive placements in there. You got some shit here in Venus. You got shit here in Neptune and shit. You let a little bit too much slide. Venus and Mars not in the 5th, not having that shit, this transit, Libra rising, not having that shit. You have to be wise about how you express your feelings and put your emotions on the stage so it won't be harmful, counterproductive to you. But shit, this might be the chance that you slap somebody. Who I said gonna slap somebody? Mars in the 3rd house. Who's that? Aquarius in the 3rd house. That's my hello, motherfucker. Sag rising. So Sag risings, Libra risings, they are on the don't fuck with them list. They are ready to slap niggas with Mars transiting in the 3rd. And then we got Mars in the 5th house. It ain't playing games in that 5th house neither. All right. You know, Mars is gonna make you way more passionate about things with the creative endeavor. So you gotta have some pace and patience here to be a little impatient when it comes to, you know, getting shit done with your creative energy. You could be a little impatient. You could be when it comes to sex and intimacy, your ass might burn the fuck out before the shit even start. Mars and Venus in the 5th house. Your ass motherfucking you overwhelmed and exhausted from just foreplay, from making out. So let alone get to the sex, that's some whole other shit. Mars and Venus in the 5th house. You could fuck around, become sexed out. Mars and Venus in the 5th house. By the time Mars and Venus out your 5th house, you like, man, I'm good on sex, man. I'll come back to that shit in 2023. I need to get some money right now. It's like I'm just drained. Like I overindulged in intimacy. Like everything was about intimacy and feeling good. Venus and Mars in the 5th house, and I was impulsive going about it, and I attracted mass situations to experience it, and I didn't know how to limit it, say no to it, and I had some one night stands, and I did this, and I did that unprotected. Yeah, Venus and Mars could lose his fucking mind in the 5th house. So that's enough about that. All right, so we want to channel Mars towards dealing with more of its creative endeavors in this house. When it comes to you having fun, and you know that's been an unfulfilled area in the 5th house. People know when they're having too much fucking fun. Well, some people don't know. Some people, I see somebody post yesterday. Shout out to Sagittarian, Stone Cold Sagittarian. I don't know if she's in the building, but she said she posted some shit. I think it's her story right now. She said, "Motherfuckers, I don't know what you motherfuckers be celebrating every weekend for." I know not all you motherfuckers got some shit to celebrate every weekend. I'd be like, God damn, you feel me? And I'm all about balanced ass motherfucker. You feel me? Life, you need some celebration moments in life. Shit, life be rough. But every week, all right now, goddamn. All right now. How you celebrating, but you asked me for something to get in the club. You almost didn't even get here to celebrate. You asked me for 20 cash to get in when we got to the motherfucker. And you celebrating like you the most prosperous motherfucker, like you done accomplished all type of shit this year. You better sit your humble ass down over there in the section. Niggas got the audacity to ask me for some money to get in the club and then be in the club. Yeah. I got my drink in my two-step, This nigga is proud as hell. You should be in the section humble, nigga. You shouldn't even be touching bottles. You should be drinking out of a straight cup for real. Like a straight kid sippy cup or some shit. Nah, not even the plastic cups they give you in the club. Nah, get that nigga a sippy cup. Get that nigga a little McDonald's cup or some shit. He don't get a chance to be proud in the club. Your homegirl asks you for $20 before y'all get in the club. You knew this shit cost $20. You wait till now. And I had this 20 for you. I had this. You could ask me yesterday. You could ask me this week. I might be hurting, but I want to live it up with the gang this weekend. Then you can hold it down just in case I ain't got it. I could get my outfit together. I can get my hair and nails together. I don't know about that dub though. I'm gonna need help on that dub though. My hair lady said I could give her. I'm a barter with my hair lady, so I'm gonna do a tarot reading for her. My nails lady, she said I could pay in 3 installments, but that 20 for the club, I'm gonna need a little help on that. I need a little help because I might need that last 20 for the Uber back. Because you said there's be 5 of you on the car, right? Yeah, I don't think I could fit in the car, and I got work in the morning, so I rather just Uber right after the club. You feel me? So you won't be dealing with all that. You won't be dealing with all that. Sit your humble ass. You better be humble in the club. Don't even talk to somebody try to approach you. Nope, I don't deserve to I'm just here to watch, experience. Like, I don't deserve to get into one night stand festivity. I ain't really have 20 to get in here in the first place. So my celebration meter got a limit to it. All right. My celebration meter got a limit to it today. I'm humble. I'm just happy to be here. So when we're looking at that, the 5th house energy, that's what we got going on. Libra rising, Mars and Mars, Venus in the 5th house. You already air this house, but this energy in your 5th house, it's hitting your 1st house in a harmonious way. Libra rising. So you can experience a lot of Venus and Mars energy bouncing back and forth from the 1st and 5th house a little bit. So possibly some power and control issues with relationships you have in a creative field. Possibly some power and control issues with relationships between your personal life and clashing with things. Not clashing, but Mars can act. I'm bugging. Mars can bring some power and control issues with relationships in the creative realm or whatnot, or in the 1st house. Why do I have a mic? Because it's empowering me. We got Checha in the building. Now it's a real live. We got Chechi in the building. That's what I'm the master conductor. The master conductor was going down right now. You feel me? Channeling some 5th house vibes. So yeah, Venus and Mars in the 5th house, Libra rising. Pace yourself with what you're working on. Don't let the frustration or where you feel like you should be at within the creative realm with your creative projects or whatnot. Let that just keep your head down, keep doing what you do. You feel me? Be organized with the way that you deal with 5th house energies, because you could get a little unstable, get a little chaotic in that house right now. Venus and Mars transit in the 5th house. 6th house. What we got going on in the 6th house? This is my Virgo risings. No, excuse me. Yeah, this is my Virgo risings. No, Leo risings. Wait, time out. Aquarius, I'm bugging. Virgo rising. I'm bugging. We in the 6th house. I'm thinking we in the 7th house. I'm like, I know Virgo not in the 1st house. Virgo risings. Aquarius in the 6th house. All right. Now, when we look at the 6th house, it influences our day-to-day routine, schedule, how we schedule, right? The 6th house has a huge influence on, our sense of wellness, our mental health or whatnot, what's going on in the workplace. So when we're looking at Venus coming into the 6th house, Venus don't really like to be here because we know Venus likes to have fun. It likes to feel loved. It wants to exchange love. It wants to, connect to things it likes or it loves. It wants to feel pleasures. So when it's in the 6th house, it's like, God damn, I got to love work. I gotta love routine. I gotta love schedule. And you goddamn right. That's what we doing with Venus in the 6th house, Virgo rising. This is the time for you to reevaluate what type of schedule and routine that you want to conduct in your life. This is the time for you to see where you've been lacking at with your schedule and routine. And you a Virgo rising. So this is like, you're gonna be able to like, this is shit you kind of already doing by default in your personal life. This is your personality. So when it comes to Venus in the 2nd house, so you got to make sure you gonna really, it's really gonna, Venus gonna try to really get you to, like this type of energy. Venus in the 6th house will have you start looking at other shit. Like that should feel good and all that, but like it do feel good getting paid. It do feel good knowing how much work I put into this thing I'm building. That should feel good as hell. I'm high off that feeling. You know, Venus is going to get, that's how she gets her pleasures here. So if Venus ain't getting a chance to love working on something, love seeing something come to fruition from building it, love getting, you know, love keeping a consistent routine, love investing into her routine, going to the gym, you know, watching her diet, her regimen, understanding what's targeting her mental health, trying to, Venus deal with understanding. So this is the influences Venus is going to try to, you know, get going in a positive manner in the 6th house. Loving to have that schedule and routine, loving to feel that sense of refinement through your schedule. All right. 6th house deal with your mental health, your regimen, diet, how you taking care of yourself right now. So like, you know, Venus in 6th house is definitely self-love like energy, learning to pour into yourself and understanding what things are in your schedule and routine that go against what creates a healthy well-being. Anything that's in your schedule and routine that go against how you know, has a negative influence on your self-esteem. Like these are things that are going to be targeted and pinpointed around this time. And there's also areas where we're going to be some blessings, going to be some Venus opportunities. Once again, Venus brings love and support. So maybe some opportunities and some love coming from the workplace, maybe some positive opportunities coming within, you know, career, or, you know, you're able to realize how you can, you know, if you value putting this much time into something that you're building up, seeing the more of a potential of what it can manifest into with Venus in the 6th house. All right. You could be a little bit too critical or tedious when it comes to relationship matters around this time. Because when Venus is in the 6th house, this house has an influence of work. Don't feel the need to feel like you have to work on everything in your relationship. You have to see the deep. You have to acknowledge or communicate every detail in your relationship. Be careful on that type of energy. All right. And don't let Venus overwhelm you in this house feeling like, damn, I don't get to have fun. I'm just working on this, that, and the third. Like you got to find the balance between finding the feeling good, taking care of responsibilities while finding the balance of, you know, exhaling and understanding, you know, you are developing a balance between what you're working on and how to exhale, unwind. That's hard to find for Virgo placements, period. Virgo, sun, moon, risings, people that have Venus in the 6th house, people that have planets in the 6th house, you know, a lot of planets, sun, moon, and 6th house. That's a hard balance to find for them a lot of times because they're so invested. When they're not working, they're thinking about working. They're feeling like they got to work on something. They're feeling like they got to structure something. They're feeling they got to put something together. They're manifesting a lot of people needing them to put things together, needing to help read the instructions, help read the details, help understand where to apply it, help understand what website. So that shit could get overwhelming. You program, you going through so many of them influence, you start thinking, and when you're supposed to exhale, you're supposed to be working on some shit. You start thinking you're supposed to be working on some shit. You feel me? Virgos, heavy Virgo placements, Virgo, sun, moon, rising, people, sun, moon in the 6th house. Y'all the what's the name? Chris Father from Everybody Hate Chris. That's y'all working on vacation. Like, damn, you got the day off. How you go apply somewhere your day off? Like, so you ain't gonna have no days off when you get this job, right? Nope. What time do you get a chance if you're gonna work from the morning to the night and then work another job from the middle of the day to the night, where you gonna rest? He's like, I don't because I got to go to my night job. So you got 3 jobs. Yep. All right, fuck it. All right, if that's what make you feel better, Virgo, sun, moon, rising, sun, moon in the 6th house. You gotta do what you gotta do. Then I guess you gonna. I don't know when you get a chance to exhale, but shit, if that's what floats your boat, that's what y'all be on. So this is why y'all can be a little too restless. This is why your nervous system can be a little too jacked up sometimes. This is why you overindulge in a substance a little bit too much here and there, because that area is that stimulated. So you got Venus and Mars, now you got Venus falling there. Now Mars is in the 6th house of Virgo risings. So Mars, you got the Venus energy encouraging, bringing the support, influencing you to value your routine and schedule. And that starts to make, your 1st house feel good too. Because, that's the things, these are the things you naturally like to do, things you naturally like to work on or pay attention to, being a Virgo rising. Now we got Mars coming in 6th house. So Mars make you more extreme here. Mars make you more direct, more aggressive when it comes to scheduling routine. Mars can make you more impatient when it comes to right now things not being handled in your routine the way you want it to. That can be very frustrating right now. Mars brings frustration wherever it's at. So if there's something you're trying to get some shit done in your schedule routine, you be mad as fuck you wake up late. You be mad as hell right now. Your friend fucking up your schedule, your friend talking to some shit on you the phone, but it's some shit that you can't just be like, I gotta call you back. Like you fake gotta stay on the phone. You like, damn, I can't call him right now. I'm supposed to be making these moves right now. Damn, that shit gonna be frustrating. Mars in the 6th house, because Mars in the 6th house, the 6th house is a busy house. Mars gets busy. Once again, Mars don't like lollygagging. So Mars getting in the 6th house, you're gonna see if you have a Virgo rising friend, just watch their energy right now. They act like they ain't got time for shit right now. They act like they don't have time for shit. They act like their time is hella precious than ever right now because they feeling that influence of Mars in the 6th house. They feel Mars in the 6th house saying, yo, what the fuck is we doing today? You mean to tell me you got all this energy in the 6th house? You mean to tell me you got Venus in the 6th house bringing self-esteem to your schedule routine, and you got me in this motherfucker bringing all this passion, all this energy, vitality, and durability, and we ain't putting this shit into nothing. We ain't working on nothing in this house. We ain't moving shit around. We ain't building nothing. We ain't refining our schedule routine. Now, imagine how frustrating that's going to be having that energy just sit there and not direct that nowhere. Very frustrating. That's what makes this conjunction frustrating. When you have all this energy together and it's not being directed nowhere, it's not being understood in any type of way, understanding the planets is understanding yourself. You are these planets. You are these planets. You are an accumulation of these energies. You just in a physical vessel. That's it. You in a physical vessel, but spiritually speaking, you are an accumulation of these things. You are using these things to represent who you are spiritually in this realm. So the more you understand these planets, the more you understand what characteristics about yourself. All right. So Venus and Mars in the 6th house, extreme emotion when it comes to things in the workplace. See, now the workplace could be a little funny money right now. Could deal with some power and control issues in the workplace. You're going to have a high sense of determination to get shit done with your task, with whatever you're working on, whether you work somewhere or you're working on something. Maybe you don't clock in somewhere. Maybe you're an entrepreneur. Maybe you do your own thing. Whatever you're working on, building on, these things, you might deal with some frustration with these things, trying to get these things covering tasks and shit not going your way. When it comes to the workplace, when it comes to authorities, managers, bosses, Mars be having a hard time with the motherfuckers in the 6th house, because Mars be trying to work on shit the way it individually likes to work on things. And it gets shit done. So when its managers, bosses have to throw more work on it, that's frustrating, especially because Mars in the 6th house looks like the individual that can get a lot of shit done. So they could start getting taken advantage of. This could start happening in the workplace. Know your worth in that motherfucker. Know your worth. All right. So Venus is definitely going to be having you in a know my worth type energy in the 6th house. Venus in the 6th house is one of the transits that can make you start looking at if you need a transition within your career field or whatnot, because it's going to be like, am I appreciated at this workplace? Like Venus is going to question if you're appreciated, whatever house she's in. So if you got Venus transit in the 6th house, if you have it, if you're not appreciated in this house, if you're not valued in this motherfucker, there's going to manifest situations to highlight that during the 6th house. And this will be a great time for you to start taking Mars and adding new intentions to what you got going on in the 6th house, and taking Venus and adding some love, nurture, support, understanding, encouragement, and a positive self-esteem towards building a new thing, a new form of schedule, a new form of work in the 6th house. You want to transition from where you're working at, what you're doing. How are you using Venus and Mars to construct something that you could work on the side to change your situation? Manifesting is focus and concentration. That's it. We all have the ability to change our lives, transform things, transform our life circumstances. Shit just be coming down to focus and concentration. But you got to know when you set your mind on some shit to change something, you got to know the minute you do that, you have the potential to attract things that are going to be obstacles and challenges on the way. Anything that you want, anything worth having, anything worth working towards does not come without resistance. When you're working towards something, you're gonna feel a push. That's spirituality, that's life, that's universal law. All right. So the person that's able to stay concentrated and focused on something, especially if they're way more focused than other people that's doing what they doing, this person eventually is gonna find ways to separate themselves from the pack. And that's what anything in life. You could be talented as hell. I've seen a lot of people be talented with certain things and not maximize what they got because lack of focus, lack of concentration, you know. That could be with athletes. That could be with businesses. That could be with brands. That could be with all type of things in our life. Venus gets into that sixth house, and Venus and Mars in that sixth house, Virgo risings. This is the type of shit you're gonna be feeling and thinking around this time. You know, how much do I take risks in supporting Mars and damn, I meant to say this earlier. Mars and Aquarius is a risky energy. It supports you to take risk. Meant to say that earlier. You will be supported to take leaps of faith, you know, leaps of faith, certain jumps and shit in life. Aquarius is somewhat of a risky energy itself, and Mars is impulsive. Mars like living life on the edge and shit. All right, so this is what you need to anticipate, Virgo rising. Let people take advantage of you in the workplace and make sure that you're using this period to channel your support, love, and your appreciation into things that you want to manifest. You want to build structure in your life. Okay, now, yo, I'm Gold Matrix, you stupid. Bird just chilling out that moment. So, seventh house. Seventh house. I don't know if they can hear me on IG, my shit. All right. Seventh house. This is my Aquarius 7. Leo risings. All right. Leo risings. So when we look at the seventh house deals with how we connect with others, our relationships, intimate relationships, romantic relationships, marriage contracts, business contracts. All right. Yeah, I had a feeling they couldn't hear me on Instagram. I seen the blinking light. IG tripping right now. Yeah, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. All right, IG, I'm gonna have to holler at you. My bad. We're gonna finish this. Yeah, we're gonna have to finish this on YouTube. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, family. Now I know what's happening. Yo, what's up with these iPhone updates? Yo, what's up with all these iPhone updates, man? These updates be crazy. Yo. I can't do it. I'm off this. Sorry, IG. Okay. Now, seventh house. All right, let's finish strong. Let's get through the rest of the houses. Seventh house. Now, when we look at the seventh house, this is my Leo rising. So we got Venus and Mars transiting the seventh house. All right. So we can expect these extremes of energies within our relationships. We can anticipate these extreme of energies when it comes to communicating with others, finding balance within our relationships. All right. When we look at Venus getting into the seventh house, we have Venus getting into a house that she loves, and we have Mars getting into a house that he finds a lot of frustration with. Venus loves this house because she loves to cooperate, connect, balance with others. She finds She finds pleasure in being able to connect, opportunities to relate with others, rub shoulders, exchange thoughts and ideas, network, or possibly, connect with bae, connect with a crush, connect with a loved one. You feel me? Venus wants to get into all that experience, all that in the 7th house, and this is strong potential for new relationships, especially from an intimate perspective. But when we look at Mars in the 7th house, Mars is more individual. Mars likes to go straight through things. Mars is direct, and this house deals with cooperation. This house deals with communication. This house deals with relatability and relationships. So you can experience a lot of frustration with Mars in the 7th house, where there may be certain things you want to do individually, and you may have to be influenced to do them with other individuals. You could deal with extremes in the relationships. Like I said, intense forms of communication, possible energies of people being power and controlling in a way. You got to be careful that you're not being power and controlling within your relationship as well. You got to be careful of that. All right. Venus and Mars in this house, it could bring the highs and the lows within relationships. Crazy ass argument, motherfucking life-changing makeup sex. So you gotta understand, like you on the way. You about to ride a little wave right now. If you're in a relationship right now, if you're already in a relationship, mature communication is very key right now. If you're in a situationship, be careful of subliminal communication. You need to be direct with communication. Things can get very messy for you with Mars and Venus in the 7th house, and you like or love somebody, you're connecting with somebody, and your communication is not direct and honest. It can get nasty with Venus and Mars in the 7th house. So we want to prevent that, because Mars brings transformation, it brings forcefulness and aggression. So not only will you have influences of pushing this energy out in your 7th house, you may attract that. All right. You can't predict the emotions of every individual you're going to be dealing with in the 7th house. I'm on Leo rising right now. I'm on the 7th house, moving towards the 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. So when we look at what's the name? 7th house. When we look at the 7th house and we got Mars in there, we got to understand we may deal with aggressive individuals in our relationships. Our partner might have a aggressive edge to them. We might be a little forceful, power controlling in our relationships and not realize it. That's very important. But Venus and Mars gonna bring some spice, intensity, and passion. Maybe a new sense of romance, a new sense of passion in your relationship. May get that spark or spice that it really needs, or you just get reminded about how much passion and love you have for somebody around this time. New situations can seem real enticing right now. New connections or whatnot can feel very exciting and enticing, and we could be impulsive making decisions with other individuals. Don't have people peer pressure you, don't have people force you to make certain decisions around this time. All right. Once again, Venus will bring some love and support here. Not only is it trying to seek out connecting with others, Venus can manifest love and support in different type of ways in the 7th house through individuals through your partner. Your partner may manifest opportunity that affects you too, and it's something very positive for the both of you guys indirectly. And these are things that can manifest with Venus and Mars in the 7th house. Just remember, we're more intentional and aggressive where Mars is at. Mars lacks a sense of cooperation here. So as long as you allow yourself to be cooperative, deal with a mature level of communication with other individuals, you're gonna be straight with Mars and Venus in the 7th house. You're gonna be straight. If you single, you can't manifest some quick intimate situations right now. Let's put it like that. I don't know, one night stand situation, Venus and Mars somehow. You can manifest something that's real hot and intense, but it fizzle out quick, low key. But Venus is in here, so it may have more of a sense of longevity when you meet people around Venus. Yeah, when you meet people around the time Venus transiting your 7th house, either there's gonna be a real fruitful relationship, or it could be a relationship that's real blissful, has a lot of pleasures involved in it. But you just got to be conscious about, once again, communication. I look at communication being the most important thing if you got Venus and Mars transit in your 7th house, because so much feelings and emotions in the 7th house can cause you to have so much impulsive reactions, can cause you to suppressed energy one moment and then let it out in an extreme the next moment. So balanced, honest communication, and you got to be transparent. You can't feel so vulnerable. Mars in the 7th house gonna have you feeling vulnerable at times. You trying to be the bigger person and work on a situation. You got to be careful of the competitiveness. All right, when you got Mars in the 7th house, you can get a little competitive amongst your relationships, and you don't want to dive into that energy. That's never gonna have healthy outcomes, positive outcomes with that type of influence. All right, so you got to use Mars in the 7th house so you could boss up on people trying to take advantage of you, so you could let people feel your fire a bit. If there's relationships, friendships that you have that people are taking advantage of you in any type of shape or form, that's when you could channel some of that goddamn Mars in the 7th house and let people know you ain't no walk in the park. All right. But these like the influences, the extremes of what's going on in this house. All right. 8th house. All right. Aquarius in the 8th house. This is my Cancer risings. All right, Cancer risings. Now, when we look at the 8th house deals with our secrets, hidden agendas. All right, deal with our deep passions, our motives. The 8th house deals with traumas, wounds, things that we bury. It deals with everything behind the scenes, things people don't know about us, our private, a very private area of our life, things that are in the dark, things that are secretive for others, things that are hidden from others. That's our 8th house. We all have one. So we all have things that other people don't know about us. We all have things that we'd like to keep hidden. We all have things that we kind of keep private. Only people that's that have an intimate relationship with us probably know these things. We all have an 8th house. We all have things that we, deeply passionate about, or, have a deep long-term passion or goal about. We all have things that have transformed our emotions before. 8th house. So now we got Venus coming to the 8th house. Venus, this is an intense transit for Venus, because when Venus gets into the 8th house, it's like, God damn, it's dark, scary, hidden in this motherfucker. This house has an influence of sex. So Venus, she get in this house. The sex she never had in her life, and this shit changed her whole life. Now she addicted to sex, she addicted to drugs, she just going crazy in the Venus in the 8th house. So Venus in the 8th house is like I appreciate you. It's America's red man. I appreciate that. With Venus falling in the 8th house, man, you could start be all type of temptations come out the dark. You got Venus in the 8th house. Got Venus in the 8th house. You deal with all type of temptations. You could be real sexually charged. Venus and Mars in this goddamn house. Damn, Mars is home here. All right. So this is another placement here where Venus. You got Venus that don't like to be here, and then you got Mars that loves to be here. All right. So then with Venus here, she's gonna influence you to bring value, love, support, a positive approach, outlook on dealing with traumas, emotional transformations, wounds you may have had. Things that may have impacted the emotions heavy, things that transformed you in the past, things you ain't think you're going to be able to make it through. You got to persevere through. You still persevering through. Venus is here to, up your self-esteem with helping you to believe you can make it through these things, helping you to pour into yourself, to influence, encourage shadow work, aka connecting to people, places, and things, exercises, new habits that could help you channel, transmute heavy energy on you. Venus is down to support that. It's just that Venus get nasty in the 8th house. Venus try all type of shit she ain't never did with sex. Venus, her temptation, she extra curious in the 8th house. There's a lot of dark shit she never seen before in the 8th house, and a lot of these things are going to try to play on her pleasures. So you have to be conscious in what you're diving into out of the name of a pleasure. When you have Venus transit in your 8th house, it may have a sense of transformation behind it, especially if it's something you're not really familiar with. All right. Don't feel that intrigued to deal with things that ain't unfamiliar because it look like it might feel good, look good. You got to think from more of a long-term perspective. Is this something that, can feel good, look good now and have me fucked up forever? You got to be patient. You got to be cautious with whatever you're connected to with Venus in the 8th house. You got to look at it once again. The 8th house is dark. You can't see in the 8th house, right? There's no light. So if Venus if we know Venus is out to get her pleasure, she's out to feel love, get love, manifest love, feel good, exchange, them feelings and emotions and that feeling good energy. If she's in the 8th house and can't see, then she's going to have a real distorted way of circulating that energy. She's going to be real unaware at times of what she's doing, who she's having sex with, who she's connecting with on a deep level, who she's really exchanging with. So you got to learn to read between the lines when you got planets transit in your 8th house and with your love, with your relationships and the people, places, and things that you like and love. Cancer risings. This is where you're going to have to focus at. All right. Now, when we look at Mars in this house, Mars loves, well, well, okay, yeah. I mentioned positive and negatives about Venus. I thought I didn't mention no positives. Now, when we look at Mars in the eighth house, Mars loves the eighth house. The eighth house, it deal with transformation and it deal with the depth of you, things that's deep within you. Once again, deep passions, deep motives, deep traumas, deep wounds. So when we look at Mars getting in this house, it has the power to bring a lot of transformation to your eighth house. It has the power to channel and direct all this intensity and energy into productive things, progressive things, things that you're working on, things that you're passionate about. Mars knows how to channel this eighth house energy. With Mars in the eighth house, it could tap into a different level of concentration and focus. Would this be considered a debilitated placement for Venus? Yes. This would be a fall placement for Venus. So I would say Venus is debilitated in the first house. Excuse me. Yeah, this is a debilitation. Yeah, this is a debilitation. So Venus is debilitated in the first house and in the eighth house, and it's in its fall state in the sixth house, because that's opposite from the exaltation. Yeah, this opposite is fall. It's in the fall state in the sixth house. All right. So when you look at Mars here, Mars has the ability to tap into a different level of focus and concentration here. Mars has the ability to really shed old skin here, evolve when it comes to how it deals with old past circumstances that hit the feelings and emotions that trigger the wounds. Mars knows how to channel, transmute all that energy, acknowledge it, and direct it into something positive. So you could do a lot of transformation in the subconscious department around this time. You got Venus and Mars coming to eighth house. There may be some opportunities manifesting through other resources. You got Aquarius in this house, so you may manifest some resources through different associates that you may be a part of, people, colleagues that you have, people that you network with. Now Mars in this house, once again, this house deals with more of our desires. So when we got Mars and Venus in this house, once again, you have to be conscious of who you're connecting with at this time, because this could be a time where you're like, I don't give a fuck who is with. I don't care if it's a tree. I need to touch somebody. I don't care if it's a tree, a couch, a toy, a person. I need to connect this energy. This is intense. So you got to be wise about what you're doing with Venus, Mars in the eighth house. You can attract individuals that have hidden agendas that you can't see, you can't pick up on during times you have planets transiting your eighth house. All right, so that's what we got going on for my Cancer rising. Now Taurus risings, we got that Aquarius. No, not Taurus. That was Gemini risings. Excuse me, guys. So that whole Venus and Mars in the eighth house, that was Gemini risings. I'm bugging. Wait. I messed up the rising somewhere down the line. So we had Leo. Yeah, we had Leo risings. We had Leo risings, Aquarius in the seventh house, right? And Aquarius in the eighth house as my Cancer rising. Yeah, I'm bugging. Yeah, now my Gemini rising. Ninth house, Gemini rising. Okay. When we have the ninth house deals with the house of enlightenment, deal with spirituality, deal with education, all right, deals with how we like to learn, deals with what we're maybe invested in learning, deals with experiences we go through within school, education department. It rules our experiences, long distance traveling, religion, philosophy. It's the house of higher learning. So when we look at ninth house, we have Venus coming into the ninth house and Mars coming into the ninth house. So we have a lot of feelings and emotions swimming through the house of higher learning. So around this time, Venus in the ninth house, you're going to be in a state of really valuing your ability to expand the mind, all right, tap into your forms of spirituality. If you're obviously y'all into astrology, but being into astrology, different forms of spirituality, the different things you learn about spirituality, you're going to love to just bask in that type of energy, learning, experiencing new things, correlating around spirituality, just overall experiencing new things. Venus in the ninth house, ninth house is very free spirited. Ain't no limits here. There's no ceilings here. So when Venus gets in this house, she wants to flap her wings and just connect, experience, see what's out in the world. And she wants to do it with people who are as free spirited as her. AKA, when it comes to certain individuals around you, Venus in the ninth house, you're not going to like feeling any form of restriction or limitation with individuals. You're going to want to have individuals around you that's more open-minded, free-spirited, especially men that you could probably exchange with on a spiritual chip. If you're single, Venus in the ninth house, you have high potential to meet somebody just experiencing new things, experiencing things you've never done before, or may manifest relationships around things dealing with spirituality. Maybe you still go to church. Maybe you go to, some spiritual conventions. Maybe you do Kundalini yoga, 3 times a week. Whatever type of spiritual essence you tap into or new experiences and adventures, they all have possibilities to bring love, new connections, potential for relationships in your life. All right. But Venus is definitely pushing you to experience new things. Venus is definitely pushing you to value dealing with spirituality more so. If there's some knowledge or wisdom or experience you have about how you can use spirituality to help your life, you understanding things about altars, but you're not invested in building one. You understanding things about crystal, but you're not channeling your crystals the way you should be. You understand things about meditating, but you're not meditating. You understand something from there's something else you got experience for, and you want to manifest something that's dealing with it, but you're not maximizing the experience you have. Venus in the ninth house is going to make you look at all that knowledge and wisdom and experience you have and look at you and be like, yo, you have this. Value it. Appreciate that you have this and make something out of it. Let's use this to help us build more experiences in the world. Or let's circulate this. Or let's just right now exchange energy with individuals who's into these things. So that's what Venus is going to influence in that ninth house. Now, Mars comes into the ninth house. Mars brings passion and aggression here and a strong will and intent. So when it comes to experiencing new things, we could do it impulsively. Venus makes it feel good, makes the new experience, the potential look good. Mars dives right into it impulsively. When it comes to expressing our knowledge and wisdom, things that we have experience about, we could take things offensively when we're having debates, arguments, or exchanging with others. So we could feel like people trying to play what we know, play our knowledge and wisdom. So be careful of your debates and arguments trying to defend your knowledge and wisdom, defend something that you know. You could deal with stubborn individuals in that area. You could deal with stubborn individuals trying to teach you or trying to force knowledge or wisdom on you in some type of shape or form right now. You got to be careful of that. When you got Mars in the ninth house, you're going to want to get the fuck out the house and experience new things, or at least you're going to develop a strong state of setting intentions on how you can move around, travel in new ways. You may start to see new opportunities and how you can move around, travel, experience new things. You may not have no real format with how you want to experience new things. You may just find new things to do, new things to experience, new things to stimulate the mind. You start paying attention to, astrology on a deeper level. This may be a time that you may want to get a course, invest in a course. Venus wants you to support in the area. So however you could support how you gain knowledge and wisdom or experience new things, Venus, Mars in the ninth house, they're full-fledged invested into these things. If this course costs $100, but it's going to teach us how to read a natal chart, this, that, and a third. If this course, this and that, if this retreat only costs $30, but this lady is going to the whole day, we're going to have meditation practices. I get to connect with this lady one-on-one, this, that, and invest into your spirituality, invest into your spiritual growth, and use this transit for you to reflect upon times that you may had rash emotional decisions. With Venus and Mars in the ninth house is going to make you reflect on ways that you wasn't wise when it came to your passions, goals, or when it came to love and relationships. So don't let this weigh too heavy on your heart. Use this to recollect, dissect wisdom and new gems, from old experiences. All right. 10th house. This is my Taurus risings. Now, when we look at Aquarius in the 10th house, this lifetime influences you in embracing networking, communicating out in the public realm, in the outside world to build up your 10th house. All right. So network is a must in this lifetime when it comes to developing brand social status, or if you even develop a brand social status or some form of recognition and notoriety, you may have feel the need to maintain forms of communication with the outside world or networking with others or relations in the outside world to, keep that brand upheld, So when we have Venus and Mars coming into the 10th house, I love this for y'all. Mars is turned up in this house, and Venus, this house is a neutral place for Venus. So Venus the 10th house is your social status, career, stability, how you're known and seen to the world. So when you got Venus in this house, you're going to be influenced to love and support how you deal with career, your social status. You're going to be emotionally invested into your social status and how you build a brand and how other people see you. You're going to be way more invested into how other people see you right now. That starts to matter. Your public image starts to matter way more, Taurus risings, during this time. All right. You want to look at your public image and like what you see, love what you see. So if you don't like or love what you see, or if you haven't necessarily got yourself in a position you like to get yourself in when it comes into your brand, social status, business, how you're established in the world, how you're seen, let Venus give you that self-esteem boost to help encourage you to take the steps towards building that up some more. And then you want to lean on Mars. Mars is exalted in this house, so Mars brings a whole bunch of new integrity, intentions, passions, and goals into this house. Mars loves to be in this house because it's basically getting to build notoriety or recognition for things that it's passionate about or it's goal-oriented around. Mars likes to channel all its passion into career, business endeavors, and whatnot when we look at Mars in this house. All right, so these people are going to be real career oriented, real driven in career when it comes to being seen or known in the world for something. You have both of these planets transiting your 10th house right now, Taurus rising. So it's going to be a lot of new feelings and emotions geared towards your social status, how you're seen in the world. You want to make sure you don't hold on to any heavy energies. If you pick up heavy energies with Mars in the 10th house, that's the intensity to reach certain milestones here. All right. So you want to use that to support the potential of what you see, what you could build, what you could stabilize, opportunity you can manifest in this house. You want to work. You want to work when Mars is in your 10th house. You want to work when Mars and Venus in your 10th house because Venus manifests Venus blessings. It could bring support here. You can get noticed. You can start to get seen or get some type of support or something. It could be any type of support, reposted, shared, financial support, whatever it is. That shit could get manifested with Venus in that 10th house if you on your grizzly, if you're doing your best to maximize how you pour into yourself in career. Now with Mars in here, Mars gives you the vitality. Mars gives you the durability. Mars gives you the ambition, the new access to them energies to direct towards what you're building in career, what you're stabilizing, what you're structuring. That's very important there. So when you got Mars in that 10th house, you want to be action oriented in your 10th house. You want to be intentional in your 10th house, what you're doing to build your brand, your business, what you got going on in your career, what your agenda is set up like to meet these quotas, to meet these things in a certain time frame, to meet these goals. All right, because Mars wants to go in this house. And if that energy is not being moved around, once again, it could get pent up and it could become frustrating here. All right. So that's what we got going on with Venus and Mars in the 10th house. There's a lot of new opportunities that could manifest in that 10th house. You could just get noticed based off of what you're doing in the 10th house, just based off you being focused, concentrated. That could reflect in the workplace, in the career. This energy can also make you real cutthroat to what else is going on in the world because, that check, how you build a foundation, stability, that shit just starts to become a heavy emphasis right now. A heavy ass emphasis right now, and you could build a certain concentration and focus where you will hold that shit in the 10th house. Mars could be tunnel visioned in the 10th house, so you also want to make sure you're open to advice on how to do things. You might have Mars in the 10th house. You may attract, manifest, or develop a new inspiration or motivation to do something, and you may go into it impulsively with Mars transiting your 10th house when somebody else you knew was trying to give you advice, guidance, how to do something in more of an efficient way, but you were so motivated to get it done on your own. So, kudos to you, pat on the back that you taking initiative for changing shit in your life and getting shit done, especially from an individual perspective. But when you got Mars in the 10th house, sometimes you can be a little stubborn, You could be so motivated and aggressive to get things done your individual way that you kind of underestimate some guidance or knowledge or direction from another individual. So keep that in mind during this time. All right. Now, Aries risings. Aquarius in the 11th house. All right. Venus and Mars transiting the 11th house. Oh, you strong, Kaisha. I hope that's how you pronounce your name. Mars in the 10th house. Yeah, Mars in the 10th house don't play. Mars in the 10th house don't play. They are very determined for career. They're very determined what they want to broadcast to the world. They would go through a lot of transformations to get that shit manifested. They can take how they're seen in the world of social status. They take it personal. They takes it personal. You feel me? So when we're looking at that 11th house, where all my Aries rises in the building. When we look at Venus and Mars transit in that 11th house, there's about to be a very interactive time for my Aries rising. All right, we're going into Aries season with a bang. So you about to have that sun in the first house. You got Venus and Mars in your 11th house. So you about to have networking opportunities. People want to connect with you. People want to hear your thoughts, your opinions, your critiques. People want you to be a part of the party right now, Aries rising. People want you to be a part of the community right now, Aries rising. Shit, you real individual, but you about to start seeing positive ways to align with your community and environment, or more ways you could be of positive help to the group. So it's like, damn, I'm an individual, but this don't feel bad. You know, harmonizing with others, building with others. This feel all right. I could do this a little bit more than I thought. Venus in the 11th house. I could get into this networking thing. I could work with others. I could get into it. It ain't that bad. So this that influence Venus in the 11th house, you know, new opportunities with colleagues, networkers, associates, you know, new unconventional ways of working on things. Venus in the 11th house, you know, new connections, new relationships in the outside realm, you know, strangers, new clients, people you don't know talking about they're a fan of you. They love what you do. They want to support you. You know, people that you don't know want to support you more than the people that know you. Venus in the 11th house. Yep, them blessings come from everywhere. Any and everywhere with Venus in the 11th house. You want to be out and about, be out in the world, be at that flea market selling your art, be in that art gallery selling your art, be on the corner selling your drugs, be on YouTube talking what you're talking. Do what you got to do. Get out in the world when you got Venus and Mars in that 11th house, because it's going to push you to get out in the world and value your significance out in the world. And to have significance out in the world is going to start making you look at what you individually value within yourself. So these are the things you start to think about. What do I have to connect into the outside realm? How am I of value in the outside realm, in career, in my community, in my environment? You know, you start to look at these things with Venus in Aquarius. You know, you can have more of a detached way of dealing with individuals as well, too. You know, you start to only want to value more relationship dealing with, you know, purposeful things that you're building, networking, you know, taking rain checks on, you know, going out with the friends, this and the third, because you rather network, go to this situation, this environment over there that's dealing with, you know, probably more business purposes or things like that, you know, connecting or working on your brand to help connect to the 11th house, to the outside realm, shit like that. Venus in the 11th house, you know, that's the things it wants to keep in motion. That's where it's going to find pleasure. Venus is going to find pleasure connecting to strangers right now. Venus is going to find pleasure dealing with people it don't know, meeting new faces and places, going to places it don't know, dealing with the occult, dealing with spirituality, going to this spiritual event, going to this astrology event, going to some shit that ain't some shit everybody just go to. That's what Venus in the 11th house want to do, and that's what you're going to manifest opportunities and possible access to connect towards around this time. Mars in this house, all right? Mars makes you way more goal-oriented and makes you more passionate towards dealing with connecting with the outside realm, aka taking what you individually got going on, your talents, or, you know, your value and how you can build something in the outside realm. You know, it's encouraging you to be more goal-oriented with your ability to network, utilize, move, navigate some relationships in your life. You know, Mars is going to be way more individual about who it works with, so it's going to be way more impatient at times. So you deal with the extreme of Venus and Mars in the air house. So, you know, you're going to have energies that remind you to be supportive, cooperative in this, or more understanding in this area. Possibly more compromising amongst associates, colleagues, groups, teams that you're a part of, right? But at the same time, Mars may push you in situations where you want to lead, you want to pioneer, you want to be the individual in the pack and be the example. Try not to be too much of a lone wolf when you are a part of a team or a community or group, because you start to look like the crazy one, like you're the one fucking things up, you're the one trying to take things into your own matters. And this is a team effort. This is a group effort. So understand that with Mars in the 11th house. You may manifest that in your life in the point where you're in that group, but you're dealing with the Mars nigga in the team. So you gotta you got a team or whatever going on, you got a group and a community for something, and there's one aspect to it that's being real power and controlling and forceful, or one person in the area that's being power controlling and forceful. So you gotta deal with that shit with some diligence and some patience and some understanding. All right. It don't hurt to compromise a bit in the house that we have Venus transiting, because that's what we kind of learning how to do in that house. All right, especially if it's an air house. Maybe some agreeing to disagree when it comes to people that you're working with, networking with, colleagues and co-workers right now, right? Mars in the 11th house will make communication a bit more intense, once again, a bit more aggressive with those that you may communicate with out in the world that, you may just associate yourself with. This house, we can't say it does deal with friends to a point of view. I like to say it's more of a emphasis on strangers, business partners, associates, though. All right. So Mars in this, but overall, this is going to be a very interactive period for you. It's going to be a very interactive period for my Aries risings. Mars and Venus up in this air house, and you're going to find yourself really determined to either network or connect with new faces right now. All right. Possibly find yourself Venus in the 11th house, so it is going to love to connect, but once again, it's going to rather embrace a sense of isolation before not getting a chance to embrace new experiences right now. It wants to see what the outside world has to offer. So it's going to be more open to being places it never been before, going to restaurants and bars it never been before, catching up or actually linking up that person they've been DMing or whatnot, like all of that type shit. Venus and Mars wants to jump into all that in 11th house. Just make sure, beware of power and controlling issues in relationships with colleagues, partners. Be careful overindulging in any sense of 11th house things, social media, technology, getting lost in the internet, being on the internet. You could overindulge with the internet overall right now, so these are things that you want to keep in mind right now. You may have a strong gravitation towards the occult spirituality, and once again, only want to be around individuals that could connect with you from a more abstract way of thinking. You might get a little frustrated right now having a conversation with a friend or somebody you fuck with heavy, and then you got that mental block or you got that spiritual block, and then they say something to you to make them secure with the fact that maybe their mind don't travel the way you do. Now you feel frustrated because you feel like they said something you feel like they just said some sarcastic, subliminal shit and all that. So Mars start taking things a little too personal sometimes when it's in air houses. All right, when it comes to communication and whatnot. So that's what we got going on there. Now, trying to see. Mars can demonstrate some real leader-like qualities right now in your groups and environments right now. If not experiencing that one stubborn individual, selfish person, but you can be one that actually do help to, add in some leadership quality to what you're doing in the group. But yeah, you just want to watch out for them power and control issues, and then it's gonna be a very interactive time. No, it is Venus and Mars in the air house, so expect strangers approaching you, expect being invited to certain places around this time a lot. It could be very interactive rest of the March for you. All right, so keep that in mind right now. But Venus is in 11th house, so understand when you jump into the 11th house right now, Aries risings, there will be access to pleasures, love, and support there, or possible fun, things that make you feel good. So going to that event with your friends, going outside, visiting places you never visited. Maybe you live in New York, you won't be going to the city. Go out to the city later sometime. Go plan a weekend out with your friends. You feel me? Hit the city, do something different, hit a spot in your hood you never hit before. Like, experience that 11th house when you got Venus in there. You don't know who you're going to bump into that you find such a harmonious connection with. You don't know who you're going to connect with, what you manifest that'll support some shit you working on, networking with when you got Venus and Mars transiting your 11th house. You don't know what you finna manifest. And then when we get into the 12th house, all my Pisces risings, all my Pisces ascendants in the building, stand up, all right? And when we look at that 12th house, we know the 12th house is dealing with your subconscious, how you connect to the subconscious, your belief system, how you deal with your imagination, how you connect to the dream realm, the influences on your dreams, all right? How you deal with the, faith, how you deal with, belief, spiritual inclination in this house. So when we look at Venus coming to the 11th house, Venus is exalted here. She loves to be here, Pisces risings. And when we look at Mars coming into the 12th house, he brings a whole bunch of passion here. So when we look at Venus in the 12th house, for one, this is going to be, you're going to be real sensitive to energies around this time. You're going to find yourself truly valuing what's going on in the world and what's going on with the emotions of others. So you can find yourself being extra compassionate, picking up feelings for other things outside of you. All right. So this can be positive and negative. It could help others in different situations, receiving that support, love, and compassion from you in whatever type of way. But you got to make sure when you're not putting yourself in super sacrificial positions that also could become draining. Even if you're not putting yourself in some type of sacrificial position, or Venus and 12th house make you give when you ain't got shit to give. You ain't got shit to give. You just gave that person money so they could feed themselves. What the fuck you gonna eat today? So you gotta learn how to share. You gotta get creative in the 12th house. You feel me? But for real though, Venus in the 12th house, is gonna be the 12th house deal with the collective. So when Venus comes here, we can attract some support and love from connecting with the collective, right? We could attract some support and understanding and love when it comes to our emotions and subconscious in some type of shape or form. And that could come through whatever way. It may not be a person. It may be an album. It may be an album you listen to this transit, because the 12th house is dealing with arts, music, creativity, colors, everything that's in the imagination. So it may be some music, an album that changes your life right now. Maybe something you connect to that you're able to place some value into. It may be of a creative essence or whatnot. Maybe an influencer, maybe a YouTuber. But if they're Venus in the 12th house, you're going to manifest the support with things in your imagination, things dealing with your emotional well-being, and it may be through that album, it may be through that influencer, it may be through that YouTuber. You may also manifest positions. Well, yeah, I already said that. Manifest positions to basically, give love, support, understanding to the collective, to others, but you just gotta make sure it ain't from a draining perspective. All right. Now we also, Venus in the 12th house is no limits, no ceilings here. So Venus also attracts pleasures, love, and support. So when it's in the 12th house, depending on what this person is valuing is what they could attract here. You're valuing positive things, you're going to attract them quick. You're valuing negative things, you're going to attract them quick here. And you have to be real conscious about what you like or love, and you're connecting and putting love into what you're putting energy, care into around this time, because it could be you may be loving, valuing, connecting to something that's really disconnecting the fuck out of you from reality, and it may be fucking up shit you got in reality. You got going on in reality, and you may not realize it to the end of the transit, because you was in La La Land. That shit was in your 12th house. You may not realize how you overindulging in something brought negative vibes to something you were building, something you had going on in reality, because you was too lost in the 12th house, because Venus was finding too much pleasure in the 12th house. That person she was with all day, every day, and Venus in the 12th house, that disconnected her from reality. That weed she was smoking all day, every day, disconnected her from reality. Her just being comfortable and eating whatever the fuck she want to eat all day, every day, took her away from reality. Her alcohol took her away from reality. Her chase for love took her away from reality. So these type of energies with Venus in the 12th house, very powerful when you have a positive value system, but it can be very counterproductive when you're valuing negative things, because karma kind of fast with Venus in the 12th house. If she could imagine it, she can access that shit here, So when you got Venus in the 12th house, you got to make sure you have a healthy value system, real sensitive to other people's emotions. You want to make sure your emotions is right. So, whatever it is Venus is picking up on is only going to be supportive towards, positive things in your 12th house, aka your creative endeavors, your talents, your dreams, creative attributes, your imagination, all of that, So that's what we got going on with Venus in the 12th house. Could be very open to new experiences. It's going to have an intense crave for intimacy and connection. So you got to understand that. Be wise with and have some discernment with how you connect and who you connect with. Now, Mars in the 12th house, Mars is going to bring some aggression here, some impatience here, some impulsiveness here. So when you look at your dreams and imaginations, sometimes you just got to get up and get to it. And that's what Mars is going to help. It's going to help you access that get to it energy, that just do it energy with the things in your subconscious and your dreams. So this is very positive when it comes to, you know, positive things like your creative endeavors, you know, that dream that you're building in your career life, you know, when it comes to how you're, you know, taking initiative to, you know, work on your relationship and your love language, your love life and whatnot. But it's a whole nother thing when you're being very impatient and individual and one-sided when it comes to dealing with other individuals, when it comes to what you like or love, you know, or what could connect you towards somewhat of a blissful fantasy like state. Mars and Venus in this house, you will be in for a ride. You know, you have to practice self-control with Venus and Mars transiting your 12th house. You have to practice self-control with Venus and Mars transiting your 12th house, because Venus is bringing access towards things that feel good, and Mars is encouraging you to just dive into it impulsively without thinking about what you're doing, because it feels good and it wants to experience. It wants to experience what's on the imagination. When Mars is in the 12th house, whatever's on the imagination, it don't wait, it don't hesitate, it go right into it. So it has a dream, a vision to do something, it get right into it. And it may feel so subconscious to the point you don't realize, once again, your reality to have the Venus and Mars is out your 12th house. Then it's a little too late to go patch some things and retract some things. All right. So this is a beautiful time for you artists out there. Venus and Mars in the 12th house. This is a beautiful time for artists. You know, people that like to write and construct things on a creative level. Venus and Mars, is going to be a lot of juices flowing in that 12th house. You're going to be able to pull on the light and the deep situations and be able to convey that in your art, you know, light and deep, dark situations. You got Venus in there is dealing with more so creativity, aesthetics, love, light. And then we got, you know, the things that you could experience from Venus, which is heartbreak, loss of love, and all of that, which is intense, that we may have experienced in our life. Then you got Mars that deal with, you know, intent, passions, your motives, intentions. So it can have, you know, have that influence within your art or whatnot, of things that help inspire, self-motivate individuals, or what you persevered through, you know. But so, like, great time for artists. If you have Venus and Mars transit in the 12th house, you will be open to a lot of emotions. Be careful what type of environment you're in. You probably could get, you know, Venus and Mars transiting water houses, 4th, 8th, 12th houses, you know, kind of get a lot of energy get under your skin real quick. With Mars being in the 4th house is it's in its fall state there. Mars in the 8th house is intense there, but Venus is in there. Venus don't like to be there. And when we get to the 12th house, Venus loves to be here. So it's very sensitive and open to the feelings and emotions of the world. But Mars is real individual here. So it's going to have a real strong, it's going to have a somewhat an impulsive reaction to how it deals with what it cares about, what it loves, or what it wants to experience overall. What it wants to, the 12th house has a huge influence on what you want to experience. You know, the beliefs, you're going to be real, you know, and that's, this is another alignment where you don't want to get into like arguments, debates when it comes to your belief system, things with spirituality and whatnot. You don't want to dive too deep into that shit, Venus and Mars in the 12th house. Don't dive too deep into that shit with other individuals, because this energy fuck around, bring you closer to a community, of individuals who relate, circulate, and is into the energies and, you know, ideals that you're into. All right. But, you know, try to be a bit more paced with here, because once again, Mars, if it's goal oriented about something, if it imagines something, it's going to just get up and do that shit. Sometimes you got to think a little bit before you do shit. So you got to be careful how you got to ask yourself, am I in La La right? Am I in La La Land right now? Am I beasting to feel good in this situation? Am I overindulging? Am I going out my way right now for something that could wait tomorrow just so I could feel good tonight? Because Mars is in here, so you can manifest transformative situations over, you know, things you simply wanted to experience, you know. But intuition gonna be high like a motherfucker. Shit gonna be clicking. Intuition clip, when it's high as hell here. All right, so that's what we got going on. Pisces rising. That's what we got going on with the energies for Moon Day to start the week. That's what we got going on with Venus and Mars in Aquarius transiting the houses, family. Wait, Lux got a question. Could Mars and Venus in Aquarius affect Saturn in Aquarius too? Saturn is in my 12th house as well. So Venus and Mars will end up triggering Saturn down the line when they start making contact with it, you know. So overall, whatever house you got, whatever house you have, whatever house you have Aquarius in, you know, we got Mercury, Saturn, Venus, and Mars in there. We got 4 planets in there. All right, so that's very important to understand there. That your Aquarius house is very stimulated. I really didn't take into account Mercury and Saturn in this house because we kind of Mercury's making its way out of here soon as 26 degrees. But yes, Lux, Venus and Mars 1 degree and Saturn's 19 degrees right here. So once Venus and Mars gets up to that 19-20 degree mark, oh yeah, it's gonna bring a lot of what we're experiencing, what we're gonna start to experience now, and it's gonna bring that into correlation with what Saturn's been doing in Aquarius for the past since last year. Learning to value the reality of our relationships, being more cutthroat, more direct possibly when it comes to making decisions with associates and business partners once Mars gets closer to that Saturn energy. Mars and Saturn together, that's like motherfucking that's real business, shark business, CEO authority, no feelings. This is business, motherfucker type energy. So we're going to deal with that type energy in our 11th house once Mars and Venus gets up there. And Saturn is also going to influence us to be more disciplined when it comes to how we deal with our passions and our goals. So we're going to know if we're not being disciplined and not putting proper time into what we're in our passions and motives. And when it comes to Venus, whatever we've been overindulging in, when it comes to what we love that may not be supportive or beneficial for us because we're overindulging in it, Mars is going to add a sense of discipline to that shit too. And we may not want to experience that shit. So we want to make sure, once again, we have a discernment with everything we doing with connecting and networking with others or with what we have going on with Venus and Mars transiting the house that we have Aquarius in. All right, family. So we just went 3 hours strong. All right, y'all. Good vibes, good vibes, good vibes. All right. Got a couple more things to get up, a couple more posts to make. But, I just want to make sure we touch up on these energies today. Make sure we check up on these energies today. Get a great start. Get a great feel for what energies we're dealing with in the beginning of the week and get more of a deeper understanding of how Venus and Mars and Aquarius will be affecting us in certain areas of our life. All right, family. I make sure to tap into the website. All right, to connect with the Lucky Libra, tap into Patreon to dive deeper. Until next time, family. Peace.